turn the temperature up just a couple of notches tonight, just a couple of days before the unofficial start to summer Memorial Day weekend, as the Phillies and the Giants do battle in the second of their three-game series. Hello, everybody, and welcome up to the Prism booth. Todd Callis along with Chris Wheeler. Gary Maddox will join us in the fourth. Phillies again winning last night. They carry the game's best record into tonight's play, 18-6. And tonight they face an interesting customer, a guy who wasn't in the major leagues last year due to injury, and a tough competitor, Trevor Wilson.
Yeah, Trevor Wilson's been a guy, Todd, when he's healthy, you think he's going to give you a tough night. He's a left-hander who pitches inside. He has a good cut fastball. Kind of looks like a slider, I think, to the hitters. Fools them a little bit because they swing as if it's a fastball, breaks in on their hands. It's kind of like the way Jerry Royce used to pitch, and Fernando, who did that for the Phillies last year. So Trevor Wilson, if he's healthy, the thing to look for is he's able to get that fastball in on the hands of the right-handed batters. Wilson's been outstanding in all but one start. He blew up in Colorado at Coors Field. As you see, he has a 2-1 mark and a 3.67 ERA. Paul Quantrill, he'll be around the plate to be effective. He is 3-1 starting tonight's play. We'll come back with his starting lineups and first pitch right after this.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Beechwood Aged Budweiser. It's always been true. This Bud's for you. By the Yellow Pages, 9 out of 10 people use the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. By Mellon PSFS, the official bank of the Phillies, featuring full-service evening and 7-day banking. By the Pennsylvania Daily Lottery. Don't forget to play. Lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians. By Texaco Clean System 3 gasolines. Add more to your car. Take it to the star. And by Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield for 57 years. The health insurance company you can lean on.
My customers can't wait to play the Pennsylvania Lottery's new instant game, Once in a Blue Moon.
Bum da bum da bum da bum. Blue moon, you saw us standing.
Sure, they can win the usual cash prizes, $1,000,000 spin prizes too. But what makes this game so special are those $100,000 bonus prizes.
100,000 could be more.
Something like this only comes along once in a blue moon.
Play Once in a Blue Moon from the Pennsylvania Lottery.
Why own the road when you can own the whole planet? The Nissan Pathfinder.
Lease the Nissan Pathfinder XEV6 with 0 down payment and $289 a month for 36 months.
Are you a student in this class?
No, I'm a bum. But bear in mind, I'm a Harvard bum. If a woman is willing to give you her love, it's the greatest gift in the world. To love free, to feed the remainder of life with 1 hour of fullness and freedom, 1 brief hour of madness and joy.
Finally feels like a summer night. We have had great weather thus far in the homestand. The Phils playing Game 5 of the homestand, winning 3 of the first 4, and the hottest team in the major leagues is taking the field. Phillies coming into tonight's play with a record of 18-6. They lead the Atlanta Braves by 3.5 games in the National League East, and Montreal by 5 games. Phillies have won 3 straight. Here's the lineup they will face tonight, handed to the home plate umpires by first base coach Bobby Bonds. Darren Lewis is in center field leading off. Robbie Thompson, the second baseman. Barry Bonds is hitting third. Matt Williams has just about led in every category in the National League, the cleanup hitter. Glenn Allen Hill in right field batting fifth. Royce Clayton, the shortstop, hit sixth. J.R. Phillips batting seventh. Same lineup as last night. Kurt Manwaring behind the plate batting eighth. And on the mound, the left-hander Trevor Wilson.
For the Phillies tonight, Greg Jeffries in left field. Dave Gallagher will be the starting center fielder, and Jim Eisenreich in right field. Charlie Hayes, Kevin Stocker, Mariano Duncan at second has great numbers off Trevor Wilson, and Dave Hollins at first base. Darren Dalton behind the plate, and the guy who's done a real good job as a starter, Paul Quantrill, on the mound for the Phils.
Paul Quantrill making his 6th start of the year. He's 3-1 with an ERA just above 4. Quantrill made one emergency start last year in place of Sean Bosky for the Phillies. That came at Dodger Stadium. He's done real well in the walks department. You can see Quantrill's always going to be around the plate. Just 4 walks in 31 innings of pitching thus far. He has allowed the 32 hits and has an ERA of 4.06. His 3 wins tied with both Tyler Green and Curt Schilling for the team lead. Quantrill will face the San Francisco Giants tonight, and it'll be his first start against the Giants. You can see the leaders in the National League in walks per 9 innings, and Quantrill, just behind Greg Maddux, who pitched last night, is 5th with a 1.2 walks per 9 inning ratio. Quantrill making his 4th start of the season here at the Vet. He has gone at least 5 innings in all 5 of his starts thus far. Did get roughed up a little bit against the Mets in his last start, but some of that was due to some shaky fielding behind him. He did allow 5 earned runs, but could have been out of that inning with less damage when Bronya hit the big 3-run home run.
You're right. There was a play in that game that possibly set up the bigger inning. You know, just one of those things, and then the 3-run home run by Bronya. But Quantrill has done a good job every time he's gone out there, and the Phillies certainly need some innings out of him tonight with the news that David West is going to go on the disabled list.
Wally Bell behind home plate, his 3rd season in the big leagues. Ed Rapuano at first. Crew chief Paul Runge at second, and Jerry Lane is at third. Darren Lewis, the leadoff batter, has been struggling. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Next one is inside. It's 1-1. Lewis 3 for his last 35. His average down to 211. One pitch is low, 2-1. So David West goes on the disabled list. He will be replaced by Mike Williams, who will start here on Saturday against the Padres. Williams pitched today, but went just 2 innings as a starter when he found out the news that he was coming up to the big league team. Mike Williams started the year with the Phillies, was sent down when the rosters were reduced from 28 to 25, and he'll be back in a Phillies uniform ready to pitch here at the Vet on Saturday. Williams pitched in 2 games while in Scranton since being sent down. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. So Quantrill starts out the game with a strikeout. Lewis goes down swinging for the first out of the ball game.
As Todd mentioned, Darren Lewis is really struggling at the top of their lineup, just not getting on base. Quantrill threw him all sinkers, and that one was a little bit high in the strike zone. You saw him swing over top of it.
Lewis has struck out 19 times this year, as Robbie Thompson, who has also been slumping, carrying a 237 average, but just 1 for his last 18, and he takes a pitch inside and low, 1-0.
Well, they have one real hot hitter in their lineup, and that, of course, is Matt Williams. So you want to stay away from him in game situations, and of course Bonds. And last night both Bonds and Williams hurt the Phillies, but Bonds hit into the double play in the 7th inning, and that was the ball game. Kyle Abbott threw a fastball that he hit to short, and he hit the heck out of it.
There you see Bonds, always dangerous, hitting at even 300 on the season. Started out slow, really picked it up, and lately he's been a little bit down in his typical numbers. What can we expect from Paul Quantrill tonight?
I think basic sinker, slider, changeup. You know, and as you mentioned and showed on that graphic, Todd, he doesn't walk many batters, so they're going to put it in play against him. His infielders come into play because when he's pitching well, that pitch is his best. That sinker he just threw. Ball has like good movement.
Seems like it moves in a little bit on the right-hander.
It can, or he can start it away and try and backdoor them. You know, he has that kind of control. But the infielders, if he's having a good game, you're going to get some ground balls.
There's a ground ball. Mariano Duncan making his first start in a week. Nicely to his left, and there's 2 away. We've had some great weather in this homestand. We tweaked the temperature up a little bit tonight. It's up to 87. The humidity also rises to 52%. So it really feels like a summer baseball night for the first time all year. We have had some real pleasant spring-like weather, but tonight feels like June, July, August.
I think you'll see the ball carry a little bit better tonight, too. For example, the ball Bonds hit the center last night might be a home run tonight.
Bonds was expecting last night's conditions, or tonight's conditions last night, as he stood and watched that ball for a while. The 1-0 pitch is sent to Duncan's left, and Paul Quantrill has started out the game with a 1-2-3 inning. It's the Phillies' turn to bat, the bottom half of the first.
Extra added bonus game. The Cubs, Thursday, June 1st at 1:05. Mellon PSFS Business Person Special. Highlights from the past, thrills from the present in this special silver season. For tickets, call 463-1000.
During the Dodge National Best Buy sale, we've made Dodge Intrepid an even better buy thanks to Intrepid's biggest incentives ever. Like up to $1,897 off, including up to $1,500 cash towards your down payment. Or select 4.9 financing instead of cash savings. So buy now, and Dodge Intrepid, the car that changed everything, can substantially change your bottom line. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Remember your first bite of Kentucky Fried Chicken? That great original recipe chicken taste? Well, now it's marinated through and through for that same great taste in every bite. It's time to try it again.
Everybody needs a little KFC.
Rediscover the one-of-a-kind taste of our original recipe chicken with this special $9.99 offer. Get 12 pieces of chicken, now marinated through and through for more of that great original recipe taste. Yours to enjoy for only $9.99.
Phillies turn to bat in the bottom half of the first, winning an exciting game last night to take the first of this three-game series from the Giants. And here's how the Phils will line things up tonight. Dave Gallagher will lead off tonight in center field. Mariano Duncan at second, batting second. Greg Jeffries in left field hits third. Dave Hollins at first in the cleanup spot. Darren Dalton hits fifth. Charlie Hayes sixth. Jim Eisenreich in right field, actually batting seventh. Kevin Stocker, the shortstop, bats eighth. And on the mound, Paul Quantrill.
Defensively for the San Francisco Giants tonight, Barry Bonds, Darren Lewis, and Glenn Allen Hill around the outfield from left to right. Matt Williams, Royce Clayton, Robbie Thompson, and J.R. Phillips, the rookie, at first base. Good one behind the plate, and Kurt Manwaring, and on the mound, the guy trying to come back from off-season arm surgery, Trevor Wilson.
Trevor Wilson did not pitch at all in 1994. His last starts before this year came in '93 as a member of the Giants. And he was hurt during the '93 season. 3 different times he went on the disabled list with inflammation of the left shoulder. And he eventually finished the season in the bullpen. We had some pretty serious surgery to that tendon in his left arm, and the shoulder surgery in the offseason caused him to miss all of '94. Dave Gallagher starts out by hitting the first pitch into center field, and Gallagher has been red hot here at the vet, hitting over .500 this season. What's the latest with Len Dykstra, Wheels?
Well, the latest with Lenny is that he will hit on Friday, and if he's okay, he'll play Saturday. Dr. Marone has him on some medication. They're trying to get rid of that inflammation in that nerve area in his lower back, and they called Lenny into the office today with Dr. Marone and Jim Fregosi. I believe Lee Thomas and Ed Wade were also there, and they told Lenny he's not going to play at least until Saturday. Now, of course, Lenny wants to play right now, but they want to get him better because this could be an ongoing problem for him if he doesn't get rid of that inflammation. So as of right now, he will not play till Saturday.
Mariano Duncan taking a pitch at the knees, 0-1. Well, Gallagher can really fill in nicely in center field. He played center field for Jim Fregosi his rookie season in Chicago. And we saw Eisenreich play in center field last night. Jim is back to his more familiar right field position tonight. There's Mariano Duncan. His last start came a week ago tonight against the Marlins down at Joe Robbie Stadium in Florida when he faced Chris Hammond. Duncan on the year batting .333, 13 hits, 39 at bats, a couple of home runs, and he has always hit Trevor Wilson. .444 career average against the Giants left-hander.
Giants have him defensed the way you should as you look at Dave Gallagher at first base, and that's Mariano against a left-handed pitcher. Hits a lot of balls to right and right center field. And they have Darren Lewis over that way and Glenn Allen Hill over towards the line.
See his numbers against Trevor Wilson. Those include a home run and 5 RBIs. And there you see the defensive alignment. Just underway from the vet on a warm Wednesday evening. Phils and Giants wrap up their series tomorrow night, same time, right here on Prism. Broken bat to Clayton at second for 1. Relay in time. Nice stretch by J.R. Phillips, as that ball wasn't an easy double play ball, but Clayton and Thompson turned it quickly.
Well, there's nobody better than Robbie Thompson in this league at turning that double play. He is so quick. That ball was not hit very hard. Clayton gives it to him in a hurry, and look at the perfect position of Robbie Thompson. Straddles the bag, gets a lot on the throw. Phillips with a good stretch. Textbook 6-4-3.
Giants among the league leaders in turning the double play. They do lead the league in fielding percentage, and they are second, now tied for first with St. Louis, having turned 31 double plays this year. Here's Greg Jeffries with 2 outs and the base is cleared. He takes a pitch outside and high, 1-0. Well, the Giants are real thrilled with Trevor Wilson and his return from that serious surgery. He is making start number 6 on the year. He has had 4 excellent starts with an ERA right around 1 and 1 tough start in Coors Field.
Yeah, he got Colorado Rocky. There'll be a lot of pitchers this year that you'll try and take away a start or 2 maybe that they had at Coors Field and say, if they only hadn't pitched there, here's what their numbers would look like, because that place is ridiculous.
He allowed 8 earned runs in 2 1/3 at Coors Field. In the rest of the season, he's allowed just 3 earned runs in 24 2/3 innings.
Trevor Wilson's been a good pitcher when he's healthy, and he's had a lot of problems, injury problems throughout his career.
3-0 pitch is up high to Jeffries, and he draws a 4-pitch walk.
Speaking of walks, here comes Dave Hollins.
Hollins walked for the cycle last night, walking 4 times, tying his career high. And he leads the league by a large margin, 32 walks. No one else has more than 25.
And he's tied with Raul Mondesi for scoring runs, because when Dave Hollins gets on base, he likes to complete that circle, that cycle. I mean, he just runs the bases with such reckless abandon. He's so much fun to watch.
His 25th run was the game winner in last night's 6-5 Phillies victory. Takes a pitch, 1-0. And in case you missed it last night, an exciting ball game. Phillies scoring 1 in the bottom of the 8th on a Dave Gallagher RBI single. That got them within 1. Darren Dalton tied it in the 9th against an all-time nemesis, Rod Beck. And then an intentional walk. Charlie Hayes was struck out, and Kevin Stocker delivered the game-winning blow with a sacrifice fly, scoring Hollins to win the game 6-5.
There's that ball, Todd, that we talked about that he cuts in on the right-handed batters. And it was a called strike there to Dave Hollins. But that is a very effective pitch for Trevor Hollins when he's throwing well.
1-1 the count to Hollins. 2 outs, a runner on first. This year against left-handers, Wilson has been tough. Lefties are just 2 for 14 against him. Righties batting close to 100 points better. Off the fist, as Clayton will make the shovel to Thompson to end the first. No runs, a hit, a walk, 1 man left on base. We head to the second, no score.
Houston's made some big changes, but you'll still see their big stars like Bagwell, Biggio, and Drabek when the Astros play the Phillies Tuesday, June 13th, Wednesday, June 14th, and Thursday, June 15th, all at 7:35. Relive memories of the past. Then, watch the hitmen of the present try to put a hurt on Houston in this special silver season. What a season. What a show. Call 463-1000. That's 463-1000.
Joe, our nationwide insurance agent, said it reminded him of his first house. It needed a little work.
Patty and her husband got their friends together.
We got the place looking great.
Yeah, I was able to help a little. I mean, since they now have a homeowner's policy with Nationwide, I could offer them a home car discount.
It was a really nice little housewarming gift. I'm glad Joe saved us money because we still have a few little things that need to be fixed up, like
Nationwide is on your side.
We could use another bathroom, But I really had my heart set on a new kitchen. Until the furnace went. But instead of putting everything on hold, I got a Mellon PSFS line of credit. We'll be okay. I got the money I needed, even a little extra, for other important things.
Life Improvement Loans. Call 1-800-MELON-2. 1-800-MELON-2.
We're back with you tomorrow night on Prism as you take a look at the rest of the homestand. Giants tomorrow, 7:35. San Diego in town for the weekend, 7:35 Friday, 7:05 Saturday. Beach Towel Day for women 15 and over Sunday. Then Memorial Day through Wednesday, the Dodgers, are in town for 7:35 games throughout. Then the Cubs in for that rare 105 one-game series. That's a business person special and a rescheduled ball game. May not be on the original schedules that some of you may have. 13-game homestand. The Phils have started out 3-1. Tonight is game 5. The hottest hitter in the National League steps up to lead off the second inning, Matt Williams. 381, second to only Barry Larkin with 385 to lead the league in the average department. 11 home runs and 31 runs batted in to lead the league. He hit a 2-run home run in last night's ball game in his 1-for-4.
Phillies in a full defense for Matt Williams. Kevin Stocker well over in the hole at shortstop. Mariano Duncan over at second. There you see them, and you see where Gallagher's playing him in left center.
Foul out of play. It's quickly 0-2 on the Giants slugging third baseman.
See, the Phillies are trying to pitch Matt Williams inside. That's where Schilling had success last night, up and in, and where Quantrill has gotten 2 strikes on him. Where they got hurt last night was when he threw that slider away to him, when probably Matt Williams was looking to hit the ball the other way with a runner at second and nobody out. So that graphic, he is up among the league leaders and leading a number of categories.
Hit the other way. That's going to slice into the crowd. Well, Williams last year hit 43 home runs. The Giants played a total of 115 games. This year they played 26 and he's hit 11. A simple addition will tell you that he has 54 home runs over 141 games, and wouldn't that have been exciting to see his run, potential run, which was thwarted by the strike, at Roger Maris's 61 home run total.
Yep, it sure would have been.
This year won't happen with a 144 game schedule.
Now they decided to throw a breaking ball there and see if he'll chase it, but that pitch was so far out of the strike zone, no chance he'd go after it. The old Matt Williams might have chased that ball. You could get him out on breaking balls away all day and no more.
Ball and 2 strikes to Williams. Phillies want to bring a fastball inside. They get it inside and he is jammed but fights it off foul. You see a lot of similarities in his career progress that you saw with Mike Schmidt.
He's a very similar player to Mike Schmidt. The only thing probably Matt Williams didn't do as Mike Schmidt is run as well. When Schmidt first came up, Mike was a base stealer. Matt Williams has never been a base stealer or a guy who ran very well. When you talk about quickness at third, strong arm, great power hitter, average, he's a Mike Schmidt clone.
And Schmidt early in his career more susceptible to that outside breaking ball. When he was striding away from the plate, he had that stance deep away from home plate, and then as his career progressed, he pretty much covered the whole plate, and Williams has gotten much better, as we saw last night on the outside pitch.
You see Matt Williams' average, that's high, obviously. It's early, but still he's never been an average hitter because of the number of strikeouts that he gets. Now they went away from him again. He's had a very good at bat here, fouling a number of pitches off, taking the ball away.
Swing and a miss, and a good slider down and away. So Williams strikes out. Second strikeout for Paul Quantrill.
Yeah, they get him to chase here. A lot of pitches inside, then they go away. Looked like a changeup, didn't it?
Yeah, it didn't.
Because that ball went straight down.
Yep.
That ball went straight down. It was probably a changeup, and that's the first changeup they threw Williams in that at bat, and it obviously fooled him.
So here's Glenn Allen Hill. He's been hot lately, 6 for his last 14. Second on the team in home runs and RBIs. And he fouls the first pitch away, 0-1.
They had some success with Glenn Allen Hill last night, pitching him inside also. So Quantrill's the kind of guy that can run that sinker ball in, and you might see a similar pattern to him also.
Quantrill hasn't faced many of the Giants. He has faced Hill 4 times. Glen Allen's 2 for 4. Hill last night went 0 for 3 with the orange tinted Oakleys, and tonight he has shifted to the yellow tinted.
I noticed when he took the outfield last night, he had them up on the hat, so he only uses them to hit.
And he changes colors, I guess, after an Oakland. In on the fist, it's 1 and 2.
Same pattern. In to both Matt Williams and Glen Allen Hill. Now that's a good idea, but your pitcher has to have a little giddy up to do that. Because these kind of guys, if you don't get it in fast, they'll turn on it and hit it out of the ballpark. And Schilling can certainly do that, and Quantrill can, at least early on here.
They want another fastball, this one inside as well, and he chases it. Foul tip caught by Dalton. That'll be strikeout number 3 for Quantrill. Nice action to that pitch.
Yep, that was a hard sinker ball. Wanted it in. You see where Dalton wanted it. Well, it was down. It was in a good spot. I mean, there was nothing Hill was going to do with that pitch, even if he had hit it.
See, Quantrill's done well thus far against righties. His strikeout high this year is 5, and that came in his last start against the Mets. He's already struck out 3 the first 5 Giants he has faced. Royce Clayton chops one towards the middle. Could be an AstroTurf hit, and it is, as he sends one into center field on that big first hop. So after retiring the first 5, Clayton chops a single off Quantrill.
The only hope for Kevin Stocker is if somehow he can catch a short hop here. And he was not able to do it. Royce Clayton runs very, very well. And as high as that ball was hit, I don't think there's any chance of you throwing him out.
And actually hit off the hard dirt around home plate. Still took a big bounce and gave Clayton the base hit. Here's J.R. Phillips with a runner on first and 2 away. Phillips really struggling in his initial campaign as an everyday player. 113, but he does have some power. 4 home runs on the season. Giants gave him a bit of a vote of confidence. They released Todd Benzinger when the rosters were cut from 28 to 25. But there still are those rumors floating around. Maybe Kevin Mitchell's coming back, former Giant who says he would like to play with the Giants again if he's released from his commitment in Japan. And certainly there are first basemen available who would love to be able to get a big league crack, but right now it's J.R. Phillips' job to lose. First pitch to him is outside for a ball. 1-0. Have you heard anything new on Mitchell? Is he coming back to the States, or is he going to?
No, it sounds like he certainly is campaigning mightily, though, to get out of Japan.
He did move out there at a convenient time when the big leaguers were on strike.
Well, to say that he has an injury, I don't see why they would be surprised.
Right.
I mean, he's always hurt. And Kevin Mitchell's one of those guys, when he's healthy, great player. When he's hurt, which he is more than healthy, can't help it. But he is an intriguing player because of those times when he's healthy, because he is a force.
Clayton was leaning, but the throw was a little bit towards home plate.
Yep, he had him with a good move that time. Clayton looked like he was going to run. Watch him flinch here. Just flinches. That's one of the advantages of having a left-handed first baseman. One of them is that the ball, when you catch it, you come right down on the tag.
1-0 pitch outside. It's 2-0 to Phillips.
Hollins has done a tremendous job at first base. I mean, he made an error last night on a throw that he just wasn't able to handle. But, you know, the guy's done a tremendous job. Much better than anybody could have imagined, I think, at this point.
The 2-0 pitch is fouled away. It's 2-1.
Looked like you have to stay away from the middle end of this guy, because he's a pull-off pull hitter, it would appear. And Quantrill has the perfect stuff to get him out, and that's to sink the ball down in a way where he'll swing and miss, or maybe hit a ground ball to the infield. He looks like he can be dangerous, though, if you get a ball in the middle of the plate to him. See, Dalton wants a fastball away. He wants him to sink that fastball away, or move over to first.
See, Pete Incaviglia has been struggling in Japan his first tenure out.
Not that surprising. A lot of us talked about that in the offseason with all those frisbee throwers over there. You know, those sidearm breaking balls. I didn't think that was going to be Pete's cup of tea.
7 for 83.
Yeah, you watch, they got Nomo over here as a hard thrower, hard forkball, fastball. But for the most part, when you watch the Japanese pitchers, they throw junk and more junk. And I call them frisbee throwers because the ball comes from the side. It looks like it just starts behind him and coming over the plate, and that's a tough pitch to hit.
3-1 the count to Phillips. And he rips one into right field, but Eisenreich is there, and he moves to his right to make the play. One hit, one man left on base. We head to the bottom of the second, 0-0.
As a rule, Peterson's four-wheel and off-road magazine chooses a different truck each year as their 4x4 of the year. Of course, we all know how Dodge Ram feels about rules. Dodge Ram, the first ever 2 years in a row 4x4 of the year. At America's truck stop, the new Dodge.
For cars that can benefit from higher octane, Texaco Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium were formulated to clean your engine's intake valves, fuel injectors, and combustion chambers while you're driving. To give you smooth starts and sure acceleration. Just give us 5 tanks, and we think Power Plus and Power Premium will make quite an impression on you.
Add more life to your car! Take it to the star! New Philly Fanatic Franks. He's so great, you just gotta try it. You just gotta try them. You just gotta try them. You just gotta try them. New Philly Fanatic Franks. You just gotta try them.
Travel provided by U.S. Air. U.S. Air announces daily nonstop service from Philadelphia to Frankfurt, Germany, starting June 11th.
Getting ready to celebrate a special occasion? Why not do it at Phillies Dream Week? Imagine spending a full week living, learning, and laughing alongside Boa, Callison, Luzinski, Roberts, even His Whiteness Richie Ashburn, and the skipper Jim Fregosi, too. What a great way to celebrate a birthday or anniversary. And you can spread the cost up to 4 years so you can enjoy it now. To save your space in this magical week, call 215-938-1200. That's 215-938-1200 for your opportunity at the next Phillies Dream Week. Here's Darren Dalton leading off the bottom half of the second inning. Dalton, one of the heroes in last night's game with that RBI single to tie the game in the ninth. Takes a pitch from Wilson for a called strike, 0-1. Dalton does have one career home run against Trevor. Overall batting .231. One and one to count to Darren Dalton. He leads the team with 17 runs batted in. Ball is ripped. Great play by Clayton as he leaped to his right to make the stab.
A good idea by Darren Dalton off a tough left-hander like Trevor Wilson. Go the other way with it. And he hits it right on the nose, and the very athletic Royce Clayton makes a nice play.
That's the kind of out, though, that Darren Dalton will take, as he hasn't hit a whole lot of balls hard the other way that in this homestand or in this season. That's a sign that he is really starting to put some good at-bats together. So one out, base is cleared, and here's Charlie Hayes. Hayes is 5 for his last 11, has that average up to .291. He swings and fouls one away, 0-1. Hayes indirectly was responsible for Trevor Wilson being called up to the Giants in 1989 when Hayes, Terry Mulholland, and Dennis Cook were traded for Steve Bedrosian. That opened up another pitching spot, and that spot was filled by a young left-hander named Trevor Wilson back in 1989.
This is a guy that Lee Thomas liked Trevor Wilson. He liked Mike Remlinger at the time, too, who has not really panned out, but was a fine prospect. And he wound up with Mulholland and Cook. And Mulholland did a very good job. Dennis Cook pitched fairly well for a while. But Trevor Wilson has been a guy who's been a prospect for a long time in their organization. The problem is his arm problems to him. He's already retired several right-handed batters tonight on that cutter inside that we talked about that moves hard inside, and that's a good sign for him. There's Terry Mulholland. His dad's been here for the series so far. Terry Sr. Shake.
Called third strike outside corner. First strikeout for Wilson, and there's 2 away here in the second.
He makes the hitter so aware of the ball inside that he opens up the outside part of the plate for himself and backdoors Charlie Hayes there for a strikeout.
There's Jim Eisenreich. 340 on the year. Eisenreich started last night's game in center, tonight in right field. Izzy has hit in 10 of his last 11 at a .436 clip. Takes a pitch, 0-1.
Normally Eisenreich would get the night off against the left-hander and Gallagher would play right field, but with Lenny on the shelf for a while, they're both playing.
Down low, it's 1-1. The last season Trevor Wilson pitched without injury was 1991. In 92, he underwent surgery to remove a benign growth from a rib. And actually had 2 ribs removed in that surgery. Started the year on the DL. 93, he was plagued 3 different times, spending time on the disabled list. All the 3 occasions with shoulder inflammation, and he eventually had off-season shoulder surgery in 94. That kept him out of the season.
His trademark is that grimace as he gets a sign and starts into his windup.
Check swing, little flare into left. Bonds coming on, and he makes the play for the final out here in the second. So 1-2-3 inning for the grimacing Wilson. As we head to the third, it's 0-0.
Take pictures of your favorite Phils from the field. Photo night before the Phils play the Padres. Saturday, May 27th at 7:05. Keepsake photos of Dykstra, Dalton, Jeffries, Hollins, and more. Call 463-1000.
The Infiniti i30 is truly an extraordinary luxury car. It has a revolutionary micro-finished V6 that can out-accelerate many luxury V8s. It comes with patented rear multi-link beam suspension that allows for superb handling. And it does something all $30,000 luxury cars should do. Perform.
Look what you did.
What I did? Just who do you think you are, man?
Who do you think I am?
Easy, fellas. What would he do?
Oh, the Yellow Pages?
Just any Yellow Pages?
Genuine Yellow Pages.
9 out of 10 use it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages.
Kurt Manwaring takes a strike to start the third inning. It'll be Manwaring, Trevor Wilson, Darren Lewis, the first 3 for the Giants here in the third. Manwaring batting .242.
Happy birthday tonight to Barbara Hillig. She and her husband Roller are longtime Phillies fans, and I know they're watching the ball game tonight, so happy birthday to Barbara and hope she enjoys it.
Manwaring lost a foul out of play. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Tomorrow wraps up the series with the Giants. It'll be Mark Leiter for San Fran against Tyler Green for the Phils, and we'll have all the action for you here on Prism once again as we carry all 3 against the Giants. 0-0 ball game. We're in the third. Breaking ball outside. It's 2-2. We talked about this homestand. We're in game 5 of 13. Want to warn people about that Braves series coming up 3rd of July, actually the 4th of July weekend, but they wrap up the series before the 4th of July. That series is selling very quickly, so for those interested in checking out the Braves plus fireworks on July the 3rd, you may want to make your phone calls soon. Ball hit to Charlie Hayes. He gobbles it up at third, makes the play across in time. Manwaring retired for the first out here in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, and he's continuing to get his ground balls, is Quantrill, along with some strikeouts, and that's a good sign for Paul Quantrill. Jam Manwaring there. Charlie Hayes, so smooth, great actions, and an easy play for him.
Charlie wearing those long sleeves despite the 87-degree game time temperature.
And a turtleneck.
Here's Trevor Wilson, not a bad hitting pitcher, 125 this year in just 8 at-bats.
Has himself a couple of lifetime homers.
Over his career with those 2 home runs, he's a 194 lifetime hitter. John Kruk played today.
Yeah.
As we saw in the pregame show.
Yes, he DH'd for the White Sox.
On the inside corner, 0-2. Kruk facing another former Philly, Kevin Gross, his first time up, walked, got to second, and was sent home on a single to center. Looked like he needed the oxygen when he got to the dugout. But he scored. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Wilson.
He looked like Kruk.
And he also had the game-winning RBI on a bases-loaded walk.
Well, Kruk was one of those guys when he was here would walk 100 times in a year. I think he walked 3 times in that game today. That's always been a part of his offensive arsenal. So hopefully he does a good job for the White Sox.
Pitch just misses. It's 2-2. Wild game going on in St. Louis between the Braves and the Cardinals. It's already 4-4. Cardinals still batting in the bottom half for the first.
Can't believe an Atlanta pitcher gave up that much.
No, John Frascatore was starting for the Cardinals. He got hit hard. Called 3rd strike. Paul Quantrill has 4 strikeouts, 1 away from his career high. Tommy Glavine, who gives up a lot of 1st inning runs.
Yep, so that's not that unusual.
So 2 outs, bases cleared. Quantrill has retired 8 of the first 9. Here's Darren Lewis. He grounds one just foul down the 3rd baseline. Quantrill's high for strikeouts is 5 in the National League. He did strike out 6 on 2 separate occasions with Boston in '93. In the dirt, it's 1-1. Foul the other way. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Both teams with 1 hit. A Royce Clayton 2nd inning single for the Giants and a Dave Gallagher leadoff single for the Phillies. 1-2 pitch backs him off the plate. It's 2-2.
And that's that hard sinker that he just runs in on these right-handed batters. It's a very effective pitch when you run it in that way, even if you miss with it, because it can get you a little bit more home plate.
Broken bat. He tried to hold up his swing. It was in on his fist, and it's still 2-2 on Darren Lewis. And when you're slumping, it doesn't matter if you break your bat.
Well, he's diving into this because you know how he wants to hit the ball the other way. So he dives into everything, and here comes Quantrill in with that hard sinker and just shatters that bat.
Lewis in a 3 for 36, so he can't have a favorite bat at this point. 3 for his last 36. Phil's, as they did in his first at bat, really shift Lewis the other way, almost like a left-handed pull hitter. 2-2 pitch to him, chopped off the plate. Quantrill tries to barehand, he does, but has no chance. So both Giants hits in this game have been choppers, one by Clayton off the infield dirt around home plate, and that one by Lewis right off home plate.
Well, Quantrill, that shows you how good his sinker is tonight. Because, as Todd mentioned, the 2 hits are these big old high hoppers. That's the way they used to hit him off Roger McDowell when he pitched here. And he had a great sinker ball. So Quantrill is doing exactly what he wants to do so far tonight, and that is sink the ball well, and he's getting a bunch of strikeouts also.
There's Robbie Thompson. He grounded out his first time up. Giants have only hit 1 ball hard thus far. That was a line drive by J.R. Phillips that was caught by Eisenreich. Broken back grounder. Hayes cuts it off in front of Stocker and makes the throw on the move, and that'll do it for the Giants here in the 3rd. No run, that little chopping single, and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of inning 3, 0-0. Dave Gallagher, who is playing center field tonight and leading off for the Phils, knows the value of being a guy who can sit on the bench, make a spot start, and how important that is to the ebb and flow of a team.
Yeah, right from the very first day in spring training, he let me know what I was here to do. And at my age, I think I've accepted that role. I've done it the last 4 or 5 years, and there's a fine line between giving up on yourself and accepting the fact that you're a role player, and I've accepted that, and I think all the role players on this team have, and that's very important, and you don't realize how important that can be. It's the guys that are out there on the field when you're not playing, they've got to know that you legitimately believe in them and want them to be out there. If not, when they come in for a handshake and you give them the wet fish, you know, it's ridiculous, you know, and you don't need that in a clubhouse, you don't need it in a dugout, and at the same time, when you're out there, and when your time comes to be out there, then you know you feel that support from them, and I think it's part of a winning combination.
Dave Gallagher, 34 years of age. You saw him in our pregame show interview with Larry Rosen. He has been a real nice acquisition by the Phillies. He lives in Trenton, so it's a real nice commute for him now. And no matter what he does after his playing days are over, Dave Gallagher will be successful. Hopefully for baseball, he stays in the game in some capacity. Phil's in the bottom half of the 3rd. We'll have 8, 9, and 1. Kevin Stocker, Paul Quantrill, and Dave Gallagher. Let's take a look at the skipper. Enjoying this warm summer evening. Jimmy will never take that jacket off, though, as warm as it gets.
He takes it off sometimes. If it gets into the summer, you know, he is superstitious, too. You know, things are going so well right now. He took the big one off, but now he's got the light one on. Plus, I mean, I was going to say to the fans, if you ever get down there, of course you won't, but if you're ever down in that dugout right there where he sits, it's cold down there because they have the air conditioning come out of the clubhouse, so that's really a comfortable spot to sit where he is on these hot nights.
You mean a baseball manager who's superstitious?
Oh.
Never heard of that. Baseball players in general are the most superstitious of all athletes.
I think you'll probably see him wear his uni jersey at some point.
Hopefully we'll have it for you here on Prism, a historic moment. Matt Williams can flat out play third base. The 3-time Gold Glover robs Kevin Stocker to start off the 3rd.
You see him laughing about that ice cream cone that he got there. Stuck right in the webbing of the glove. Right there. But don't think that would have been a double if it had gotten over his head, because Bonds gets to the line so fast that Kevin Stock would not have had a double, but he saved a base hit.
So 1 out, nobody on. Here's Paul Quantrill. I don't think you're going to see many better defensive infields than in this series in the National League. Obviously, we don't get a chance to see the AL on a regular basis. But Robbie Thompson, Royce Clayton, Matt Williams on one side, Morandini, Stocker, and Charlie Hayes on the other. Not a whole lot of balls are going to find their way to the outfield on the ground. Quantrill tries to bunt for his first big league hit, and Trevor Wilson will have none of that. There's 2 away.
That's a good idea for Paul Quantrill. Unfortunately, even though he's a left-handed pitcher, he didn't fall off that far to the third base side. He bunted it too close to the mound, and Trevor Wilson was able to come back and get the ball.
Phillies started the year with 3 pitchers in their rotation who did not have a major league hit. They still have 2 under that category, Quantrill and Michael Mims. But Tyler Green picked up his first big league hit earlier in this homestand. A double off the wall. Green didn't miss a home run by more than a couple of feet in his last start. Tyler will get the start again tomorrow night. There's Dave Gallagher, 2 outs, bases cleared. He takes a pitch down low. It's 1-0. Since Gallagher's leadoff single, no other Philly has reached with a base hit. Line drive, right field, falls in front of Glenn Allen Hill for a base hit. Dave Gallagher, 2 for 2, owns both Phillies hits.
Glenn Allen Hill did not get a good jump on this ball, and then he kind of laid back on it. Watch where it bounces. Right there, I mean, he knew that he couldn't get to it, so now he makes sure it doesn't bounce over his head. Dave Gallagher, one of the many extra men that Lee Thomas acquired in the offseason, veteran players who play the game pretty well and have made the Phillies a heck of a presence because they have such a good bench.
There's Mariano Duncan. He grounded it into a double play his first time up. He has the best numbers of any Philly against Trevor Wilson over his career. Ball hit well in the left field. Bonds going back, and he cruises and makes the catch for the final out. So Dave Gallagher's 2-out single is stranded. The Phils lead 1 as we're through 3 with no score. Gary Maddox will join Chris Wheeler for the 4th.
All women 15 and over get a big, colorful silver season beach towel free. Compliments of Medford Foods when the Phils take on the Padres Sunday, May 28th at 1:35. Big game, big towel, silver season moments. Call 463-1000.
I like practicing my kind of caring medicine with Keystone for the Blues. My patients get the quality care and personal attention they deserve. They learn to stay healthy with regular checkups, and there are no claim forms. All this and Keystone's wellness programs are covered under the plan. Plus, I can refer them to the finest area hospitals and specialists. I'm pleased to be affiliated with Keystone. They encourage the kind of medicine I believe in.
Ask your employer for Keystone. We're the caring HMO you can lean on.
Jim Herr doesn't use just any potatoes. But then Jim Herr doesn't make just any potato chip. Make hers yours.
No score. It's a pitching battle right now between Paul Quantrill and Trevor Wilson. Both these guys throwing a lot of ground balls. Gary, both of them seem to be getting the ball inside, too, on the hitters. Is that a tough way to hit?
Especially the sinkers. I have sore toes still from fouling those pitches off my toes. They try and run that sinker in on you, get you to swing over the top of it. A lot of times you get a lot of ground balls, which we should see a lot of tonight.
Well, Paul Quantrill is throwing that sinker ball well tonight, as is Trevor Wilson, coming in and jamming a lot of hitters. And there have not been many balls really hit all that hard tonight.
You know, Quantrill, he can throw it hard when he wants to, but it's, you know, to his advantage, and he takes a little bit off of it, give it that sinking motion.
Here's Bonds. Barry hit a ground ball to Duncan at second his first time up.
See, that's a pitch, I mean, right there. Took a lot off of it, and the ball just, Barry Bonds not happy with it.
Well, Bonds has a great eye, and he will turn around and look at umpires and say things once in a while, but he's allowed.
I mean, but Bonds is a lot like Dykstra in that they don't care if they have 2 strikes on him.
He really didn't like that one, and he and Wally Bell are not getting along at this point.
One of those is funny, kind of cute to you when you're hitting, but the second one, you know, you kind of get a little upset with. I thought the ball came back pretty good for for Quantrill.
Quantrill has good movement on that ball that he starts at the left-handed hitter. There's another one, and that one is inside. Bonds just kind of shakes his head. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It'll be Bonds, Williams, and Hill, the heart of the lineup for the Giants, as you see Paul Quantrill now at 50 pitches here in the 4th inning. That ball stays up, and 2-2 now on Bonds. Barry with 4 homers and 15 runs batted in, also 7 steals and 8 attempts. And he works the count now to 3-2. Bonds, I think since the day he's come up to the big leagues too, chokes up, you know, which is unusual for a player in the big leagues, and I think that helps give him that great bat control that he has.
Most players will choke up with 2 strikes, but he's there right from the beginning. A good lesson for kids to watch. Better bat control.
Fouled away, out of play, left field side. Bonds is struggling right now. He's in kind of a slump, but you know, every at-bat he's so dangerous, and last night the ball game really came down to his at-bat there in the 7th inning when he hit that hard ground ball to short. Quantrill shook Dalton off. He wants to go away, it looks like, with his sinker. He does, and Bonds hits it to deep left center, and it is gone. A home run for Barry Bonds after he shook him off.
Well, he shook him off. You know, and Quantrill wanted to get the ball away, Chris, but he didn't. Got the heart of the plate. Barry Bonds right there. He was all over it.
Yep.
I mean, when you want to try and sink that ball away or run it away from that left-handed hitter, you leave it over the part of the plate. I mean, all you have to do is get the bat hit on there, and that ball's going to take off.
That's somewhat bad considering he was 0-2 and ticked off at the umpire. Gets a 3-2 and hits an opposite field homer.
You know, again, you're thinking as a pitcher, get that ball away, and these big power hitters like to try and pull that ball, but you see Barry Bonds goes the other way on a pitch up in the strike zone and right over the heart of the plate.
He started to run that one out, too. Boy, that went a long way, didn't it? Right out above that Padres logo. Well, Matt Williams takes a strike called. He didn't like it either. Number 5 on the year for Bonds and RBI number 16. Ball and 1 strike. I think the original pitch that Dalton wanted, he wanted to maybe run that, you know, start it at him and run it back on the inside part of the plate, and they decided, well, he shook him off and went to the fastball away. Pop up foul just below us and off to the right. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Matt Williams. That, of course, the first run of the game. The Giants have 3 hits. The Phillies have 2. We're in the 4th. Giants, one of the top home run clubs in the league. And here's the number 1 home run hitter in the National League, Matt Williams. Didn't get it. Quantrill wanted that one. It's 2-2. Just a little bit outside.
Yeah, we saw Matt Williams strike out a couple times before finally catching up with a slider last night that he hit out to right field. So you're going to get him. You're going to get him out occasionally, but you got to be careful. This guy is dangerous.
Well, he missed on the inside corner.
Yeah, you know, that's the pitch that the Phillies have had a lot of success with. They've been pitching him inside. He's been offering it almost everything.
There you are, your major league home run leaders, and Mondesi trailing Matt Williams. Sammy Sosa off to a good start, and Ron Gant coming back strong. He's had some game winners. I think 3 of them now. Yeah, 3-2. Ooh, way up in the air to center field, and he just missed a monster.
Oh, well, he just got under this a little bit. That ball was crushed. See Gallagher out there. He's kind of like laughing a little bit how high that was. Look this up a little bit. He gets under it just a little bit.
Look at the way he runs too. Matt Williams, when he hits a home run, that's what he does. Puts his head down and runs. That's old school.
He got away with one there, and he was able to do it because they had been pitching him so far inside that he was able to get one over a little bit away and get away with that.
His danger zone, I mean, for pitchers, is middle of the plate and down. They say that's when he hits his longest homers, and that was middle of the plate and starting down. 1-0 to Glen Allen Hill. Swing and a miss. So Quantrill ran 3-2 counts on Bonds and Matt Williams. Bonds hit it out, and Williams almost did. Fouled away towards the upper deck on the right side and off the scoreboard room back into the crowd. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Glen Allen Hill. Royce Clayton waits on deck. Jammer into center. Stocker. What a great play by Kevin Stocker. Well, he had a long way to go for that and ran it down. 2 outs.
He looks like one of those flankers running after a pass out there. Just finally catches up with it. A good play. Got a good jump on that ball. And, you know, Hill was just jammed. He was fooled real bad on that.
He caught that one right about where the 50-yard line usually is.
Yeah, you see what what Quantrill will do is he'll take something off and run that ball in on the hand. It looks like it's coming straight and run in on you at the last second. He tried to hold up but couldn't do it.
Royce Clayton got a high chop single to center his first time up. Giants have 2 high choppers and a bomb from Barry Bonds tonight for their 3 hits, and they lead it 1-0. Sinker ball misses. 1-0. We are in the bottom of the 4th inning in a game dominated by pitching thus far. Trevor Wilson and Paul Quantrill. There's another ground ball right at Stocker. Throws him out, and that'll do it. 1 run, the home run by Bonds. No errors and nobody left on base. That guy right there has the Giants up 1-0.
The revitalized, reorganized San Diego Padres come in for 3 games. 1, Friday, May 26th at 7:35. 2, Saturday the 27th at 7:05. It's photo night, and you can take pictures of your favorite Phils from the field. 3, Sunday, May 28th at 1:35, when all women 15 and over get a big silver season beach towel, compliments of Medford Foods, free. For tickets, call 463-1000.
Your advertising is your voice in the marketplace. Advertise in the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages, and your voice reaches more customers. A bigger ad gives you a bigger voice. A color ad gives your voice more impact. But if you don't have an ad, it's like having no voice at all. 9 out of 10 use it, and they're all ears. The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. Bell Atlantic, the heart of communication.
For cars that can benefit from higher octane,
Frank, we're late.
Texaco Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium are formulated to clean your engine's intake valves, fuel injectors, and combustion chambers while you're driving. For smooth starts and sure acceleration, just give us 5 tanks, and we think you'll see a difference. A word of advice. Maybe you should keep the windows rolled up.
Add more life to your car. Take it to the star.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Bell Atlantic Mobile. A mobile phone is only as good as the system it's on. Choose Bell Atlantic Mobile. By Beechwood Age Budweiser. It's always been true. This Bud's for you. By your Quality Plus Ford dealers, home of 5 of the top 10 selling cars and trucks. And by your nationwide insurance dealers. Your nationwide representative in Roslyn is Harry Antrim.
And Greg Jeffries leads it off for the Phillies. Jeffries, Hollins, and Dalton, the heart of the Phillies order to face Trevor Wilson, who's doing a good job pitching inside. It appears that his arm is sound when he does that. Jeffries walked his first time up. Phillies with 2 hits, both of them singles by Dave Gallagher out of the leadoff spot. 1 ball, 1 strike now on Jeffries. These left-handers that cut the ball in the way that he does. Are they a problem? to right-handed hitters?
No, a lot like Danny Jackson used to do. That
Jerry Royce, maybe?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Didn't bother Schmitty.
No, well, not many people bothered Schmitty.
Jeffries off the fence into center field, and he's getting a lot of outs just like that is Trevor Wilson.
You talk about a cut fastball, Chris. What it does, you know, when you see a fastball, you're just not used to having any movement. You're used to reacting quickly. You know it's going to get on you in a hurry, and you're ready to swing and react to that pitch. But if at the last second you get ready to swing and all of a sudden there's a sharp movement, you know, that usually will jam you or force you to get a bad swing at a pitch. And that's the good thing about that pitch.
That's basically what's happened so far to the Phillies, as Wilson's done a good job coming inside. Dave Hollins grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up.
See, look at that. And again, that was a bad pitch. It started out, it probably looked good to Hollins, who we know have a very good eye. You know, he just doesn't get fooled very much. But look at this ball. Watch it run in on him, and that's a bad pitch.
See him pull his arms back. Plate, 2 down.
See, Trevor Wilson, the key for him obviously is to stay ahead, because if he's behind, then he can't afford to throw that pitch. He has to throw the straight one then. So he stays ahead in the count, mixes it up pretty good with a good breaking ball. He's keeping the hitters off balance pretty well tonight.
You know what else he reminds me of is Dravecki a little bit. Dave Dravecki, before he had all those horrible injuries, had a great cut fastball in on right-handed batters. Darren Dalton hit it hard his first time up. Hits that one pretty well. Darren Lewis got a great jump on it, runs it down, and quickly go the Phillies here in the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 1-0 Giants after 4.
Things aren't always what they seem. Sometimes
you get more than you expect.
Introducing the incredible I-30. One look inside, and you'll be amazed at the spaciousness and attention to detail. In fact, the I-30 has a larger interior than a Rolls-Royce Silver Spur. When was the last time you got more than you expected from a $30,000 luxury car?
My customers can't wait to play the Pennsylvania Lottery's new instant game, Once in a Blue Moon. Sure, they can win the usual cash prizes, $1 million spin prizes too. But what makes this game so special are those $100,000 bonus prizes.
100,000 could be mine.
Something like this only comes along once in a blue moon.
Play Once in a Blue Moon from the Pennsylvania Lottery.
On Sunday, May the 28th at 1:35, the Padres are here, and that's Beach Towel Day. All women 15 and over receive a colorful Phillies beach towel, compliments of Medford Foods. Call 463-1000 for your tickets. That's coming up this Sunday, May the 28th, when the San Diego Padres come to town. Andy Ashby and Kurt Schilling in that one. Here's J.R. Phillips, who swings and misses. He had a line drive to right fielder Jim Eisenreich his first time up. Phillips, Manwaring, and the pitcher Wilson, 7, 8, 9 hitters in Dusty Baker's lineup. We are in the 5th inning. Rapidly played ball game, dominated by the pitchers. The only run, a long homer by Barry Bonds. Atlanta now leading St. Louis 6-4. Tom Glavine's knocked in a run.
You see Phillips here behind in the count, man. When you're struggling the way he is, it appears you're always 0-2. I mean, every time you turn out, turn around, it's 0-2, and then when you hit one hard, it's right at someone, like he did in his first at bat.
Oops. That's off the end of the bat a little. Here comes Eisenreich, and he makes a play. That's 82 at bats for him now, and batting 111. That'll be a little less than that, so that's a long way back.
Another interesting stat on the kid is that he has more extra base hits than he does singles. You know, that just doesn't happen.
He has 1 double and 4 homers.
And 8 hits.
And 8 hits. That's more extra base hits than singles. There's the line on Quantrill so far. Just the one mistake to
He might be the only guy in the league with that.
There's another jammer. Boy, both these pitchers are jamming a lot of hitters tonight. Manwaring gets a base hit out of it.
Yep, that's just an inside out ball in on him. He just tries to go the other way with it.
So Kurt Manwaring on, and Trevor Wilson will be up there to bunt. He has 1 sacrifice so far this year. Phillies will think about Manwaring being on at first base. If the ball's bunted hard, they could have a play, possibly even a double play. Last night they were able to get a double play with Manwaring on at first base when Portugal bunted into a 1-6-3 double play. There he goes. They play hit and run. Or run and hit. That probably was hit and run because he took off. Duncan throws him out 2 down. Maybe they're thinking about last night that he's going to be tough to bunt over.
Well, I think you mentioned how good he swings the bat, and I think, you know, managers, when they know they're going to get a fastball, when they assume they're going to get a fastball, they'll go ahead and take some chances. He does swing the bat pretty good.
Yeah, he's just 1 for 9 after that, but you know, he went after that aggressively. Not a 190 lifetime hitter coming into play tonight. So Darren Lewis now bats with Manwaring in scoring position. Phillies are playing the outfielders up a little bit because Lewis doesn't necessarily drive the ball. They have a slow runner at second. They're thinking about a play at the plate.
See, Lewis, he has a closed stance, and then he opens up and steps towards third base. It's going to be very difficult, I mean, to reach the ball away and, you know, also to pull the ball when you're stepping that far in the hole.
There's the ball strike total on Paul Quantrill at 75 pitches in the 5th inning.
The thing as a hitter, you develop just, I mean, you're an inch different in how you're stepping, just really throws you off. You know, you get so comfortable in a bad stance, it's hard to change it. You change it, it starts to feel awkward to you.
He seems like he's kind of chopping at the ball, too. He's had several different hitting styles since he's come into the league. He's still one of the best center fielders you'll ever see. There's a good fastball, strike called, 1-2 to him.
See, I mean, when you throw the ball on that part of the plate to a guy that's stepping away, it's just very difficult for him to get out there and be able to hit the ball the other way.
First time tonight for either team to have a runner in scoring position. Of course, they did get a home run to the Giant, or get a run on Bonds' homer. They lead it 1-0. Quantrill's slider tonight has not been a good pitch for him. He has not thrown many strikes with it, but he uses it to mix it up once in a while. It's been mostly sinker and occasional changeup.
Changeup when he's trying to strike someone out. Got a couple of strikeouts with the changeup.
He got Glenn Allen Hill on one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Manwaring at second. Way inside, ball 3. Robbie Thompson, a tough hitter, on deck. Darren Lewis coming into the game at 211. Batting at 216 now in his 1 for 2. There's Manwaring at second base. Strike 3 caught on the inside corner. Lewis didn't like it. Looked like it got the plate. That'll do it for the Giants. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 left. Still 1-0 San Francisco.
Some people hate to stop for gasoline. We do it for a living. Just going from one Sunoco station to another. Checking to make sure a gallon is truly a gallon. That the octane you pay for is the octane you get. That the gasoline is as good coming out of the pump as it was coming out of the refinery. So next time you're moaning because you have to pull over for gasoline, think of us. We have to stop 1,183 times this year. Your advertising is your voice in the marketplace. Advertise in the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages, and your voice reaches more customers. A bigger ad gives you a bigger voice. A color ad gives your voice more impact. But if you don't have an ad, it's like having no voice at all. 9 out of 10 use it, and they're all ears. The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. Bell Atlantic, the heart of communication.
My dad was always there for me. This was my chance to be there for him. I knew we needed an extra room, but the money was tight. I couldn't have done it without a loan. And my Mellon PSFS banker came through for me. That's what family is all about.
Life Improvement Loans. Call 1-800-MELON-2. 1-800-MELON-2.
Hey, this is what happened to Lewis, his last at bat there, sitting up there with 2 strikes on him. Look at the pitch inside. The umpire rings him up. As a hitter, I'll tell you right now, you're not happy. As a pitcher, hey, you'll take it.
Well, that will tie his Phillies career high. Paul Quantrill right there with 5 strikeouts. He had 5 in his last outing against the New York Mets here on the 19th. His career high is 6, set with Boston.
He doesn't make that call on Darren Dalton, Lenny Dykstra, Barry Bonds. You know, he wouldn't ring them up on a pitch that far inside.
Wouldn't dare, huh?
No.
Charlie Hayes, the batter for the Phillies. Charlie Hayes, Jim Eisenreich, Kevin Stocker. Quantrill due to bat 4th in the inning. Phillies have done almost nothing against Trevor Wilson thus far. To right field, and Glenn Allen Hill's right there. Whoa! That ball took off on him a little bit, and he makes the play, 1 away.
The cut fastball, Chris, we've been talking about it all evening. You see Charlie Hayes, he thinks at first he's going to just tomahawk one, and at the last second the ball jams him, and he ends up fighting it off. So, here's the catch right there. Hill turned around a little bit too soon. Maybe got caught in a little draft there, but he made a good play.
It looked like a candlestick play. You see outfielders doing that all the time out there, right, especially in right field. Eisenreich, the batter, and strike call. Trevor Wilson's getting ahead of hitters tonight. He's 1-2 with a 3.74 lifetime record against the Phillies in 6 games as that left-hander. Eisenreich to left, and there's Bonds right on the line, and he can't get it. He'll go to the corner. Eisenreich to second. He'll stop there. Bonds cut so many of them off, you almost expected him to do it again.
You know, I don't think Eisenreich would have stopped at first anyway if Bonds had gotten that ball. I mean, when you hit a ball like that, you're going to try and make 2 on it. But Bonds being left-handed, he'd have to cut that off, turn around, and throw. But you'll see right there, Eisenreich just the other way with that fastball. Now, see, a left-hander can't cut that ball into a left-handed batter.
Right. So Jim Eisenreich on with his 5th double of the year. Phillies get their first runner into scoring position. A 1-out double for Kevin Stocker, who grounded out to Matt Williams his first time up. That was that high chopper, and Williams leaped and ice cream coned it, threw him out. That's Larry Bowa's view of Jim Eisenreich. Is that a slider or a cutter?
It was a slider, but everything that had been coming inside was that hard cutter. Now he throws him a breaking ball right over the top of it.
Paul Quantrill moves into the on-deck circle. 1-0 San Francisco in the bottom of the 5th inning here at the Vet on a nice night for the ball game. There he comes inside again, 0-2.
You know, I listened to what Kevin Stocker had to say about that sacrifice fly he had last night, and you know, he had a pretty good idea. He said he was going up there looking for something over the plate, maybe up, that he could drive the ball with. So, you know, it's good to hear things like that coming from a young player, that he has a pretty good idea.
I think this guy has a real good idea of how to play. Way inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Saw Terry Mulholland before the game, said he's throwing the ball a lot better.
Eisenreich at second base. Yeah, it's good to see Terry back in the National League. Ooh, and he comes inside. 4 straight pitches. I wonder if they go away from it. And Stocker is so aware of that ball inside now after those 4 pitches.
Well, you know, that was the first one that was a fastball. That was the only cutter he's seen. The other one was slider. So he shows him the cutter inside. Now maybe he'll come back, you know, with that slider again.
They're back inside again, and he got him. Foul tip held on to. So they worked him inside that hole at bat and get a strikeout.
Right, you can tell that's how they want to get him out. Right over the top. That's how Steve Carlton used to throw that ball in there. Get hitters to do that.
That has to make the Giants think there's nothing wrong with Trevor Wilson's arm if he can get that kind of bite on a breaking ball that he's getting. And Quantrill's still looking for his first major league hit. He tried to bunt his way on last time and was thrown out by Trevor Wilson. Wilson did not pitch at all in 1994. Fouled away. Was on the disabled list 3 times with shoulder problems in '93, and then finally had the surgery. Boy, his Bond's shallow and left. Paul Quantrill just happens to bloop one out there. It'll be a problem for Bo to score him. Look where Bonds is. They obviously don't think Quantrill's going to pull the ball.
They obviously don't think he's going to hit it hard.
Little chopper. Nice play. Royce Clayton throws him out. Fine play by the shortstop. That'll do it for the Phillies in the 5th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and they leave 1 man on base. Still 1-0. We're through 5.
3 special silver season promotions and 3 big games coming up against the Marlins. Friday, June 16th at 7:35. Come early with your bags packed and you can win a Rosenbluth instant vacation. Saturday the 17th at 7:05. It's a Phillies card set for kids 14 and under, courtesy of Mellon PSFS. Sunday, June 18th at 1:35. A relaxed fit baseball cap with a classic logo for men 15 and over, courtesy of Texaco. Call 463-1000.
Volvo doesn't own safety. Precision craftsmanship? Lexus Schmexus. Jaguar doesn't have the lock on impressive styling. BMW? I think you see us coming. And luxury isn't reserved for Mercedes. Nissan Altima. Luxury and performance like the few, priced for the many.
For a limited time, lease an Altima GXE with no down payment. Just $249 a month for 36 months.
True or false? Fatigue is one of the most common symptoms noticed in retrospect by people who have had heart attacks. True. If your fatigue is associated with chest heaviness or chest pain, you should have a cardiovascular evaluation.
And back here at Veterans Stadium, Gary Maddox, there's a guy who played some pretty good basketball across the street.
Yeah, he sure did, along about the time I was playing, and it's great. I mean, back in the day, as my kids call it, we used to hook up with the Sixers, the Eagles. You know, we dressed right next to one another. I mean, we had some good relationships, and Mo, I got to know him, was a real good guy. Just one of the best. His number retired this year by the 76ers, so a great honor paid to him. But you think about Cheeks, you think about Bobby Jones, and of course Dr. J. And in those days, it brings back some memories. Yes,
yep.
Sir.
Maurice Cheeks, a big part of that world championship team that the Philadelphia 76ers had.
They're going to be a big part of building for the future here with John Lucas.
Robbie Thompson leads it off. It'll be Thompson, Bonds, and Williams here in the 6th inning. Strike call to Robbie Thompson. He didn't particularly like that. 2 ground outs for Thompson.
It's the basic big plate.
Well, and the pace of the game reflects it.
Yeah, and I think your guy over in the other booth down the way, Harry Callis, he likes those big plates. Make those guys swing the bats.
I agree with him. Whitey's the one that goes crazy.
You agree with him on everything.
With Harry?
Yes.
He and I hardly ever agree on anything.
That's just show, though.
You ought to hear us argue.
Man, you kiss the ground this guy walks on.
That's
he's your
true.
idol.
But he's always wrong. You know that. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Thompson. It's outside, 2-2. Well, we have some of the great dinners on the road. Then we bring Whitey along, and he usually storms out at some point.
Right. You know, I remember Harry and Schmitty used to go at it all the time, too.
Well, there's 2 guys. You know, there's a lot of reasoning there. Fouled out of play.
You know, I think about the thing about Harry Callis to me, Chris, is that every player that comes through here, you almost think he's best friends with him. You know, he just, you know, you warm up to him. Everyone does.
He's a good guy. Thompson hits it hard, but foul third base side.
Everybody knows you, but not everybody likes you. But Harry, he's crazy about it.
I was told Harry one of the reasons is he always did play-by-play, and he didn't have to say anything negative. Outside, 3-2. Who told him that was Fregosi one time? They have some great conversations, as you can imagine.
I can imagine.
Well, you have more fun being around a Major League Baseball team. I'll tell you, what a great life. Beaten foul third base side. Whoa! Some fan just flipped over backwards from those box seats, and he wound up with the baseball, I think. Watch this flip. Whoa, there he goes.
Oh, man, he'll be over there next to Lenny getting that steroid injection tomorrow.
Ooh. Wow. That one had to hurt. Full count. Now on Robbie Thompson, making Quantrill throw a lot of pitches on a hot, humid night. 1-0 in favor of the Giants on a Barry Bonds home run. Grounded towards short. Stocker will have to backhand it. Throws. Got in. Nice play. Stocker 1 away. Robbie Thompson has now grounded out the 3 different infielders.
He's hitting the ball on the ground. That's a lot better than in the air. Kevin Stocker, I mean, as steady as they come. See right there going over the hole. That's not an easy play, folks. It really requires a lot of strength in that arm. He made a real good, tough play look easy.
Here comes Bonds. Barry was 0-2 his last time up. Got to 3-2 and then hit a long opposite field home run. Crowd likes a little bit as Quantrill comes inside 1-0. Popped him up. Playable in the infield. Charlie Hayes and Stocker. Stocker the call. 2 outs. Well, Bonds is now 1 for 3 on the night. And here comes the equally dangerous Matt Williams.
I mean, here's a pitch right here. Obviously takes something off, and you see Bonds way out in front of it.
That appeared to be a changeup.
Yeah, it was. It's like, man, how could he get me out with that pitch?
We will have the Major League scoreboard for you coming up after this half inning. So if you'd like to know what's going on Major League Baseball, stay tuned. Williams gets jammed and he hits a little pop up into the outfield. Duncan right there. And Quantrill has a strong inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Giants 1, Phillies 0. Phillies coming to bat in the bottom of the 6th. And it's time now for the Major League scoreboard. First up in the National League, 5-3. Those Cubs continue to win and lead their division. Frank Castillo won that one, and Mark Grace hit his 5th home run of the year. San Diego, Montreal, they are in the 5th inning, scoreless. Houston won Cincinnati 0 in the 3rd inning. Derek Bell has an RBI hit in that for the Astros. Florida at Pittsburgh, postponed on account of rain. Dodgers won, the Mets 0. They are in the 4th. And Atlanta 7, St. Louis 4. That game was, I think, 4-4 in the 1st inning as Glavine gave up 4 first-inning runs and is giving up nothing since. Let's go now to the American League scoreboard. A doubleheader in Chicago. White Sox win the first game by a score of 10-8. Texas leads the nightcap 10-4. John Kruk played in the first game, and he got credit for well, if they had a game-winning RBI, he would have gotten it. Anyway, he had a bases-loaded walk as the Crucker was a DH in that first game. Milwaukee 7, Cleveland 1. They are in the 4th inning at Cleveland. Minnesota trails Detroit 7-3 in the 5th. Bob Higginson has some RBIs in that game. Kansas City at Toronto. Toronto 1, Kansas City 0 in the 4th inning. And later on tonight, New York at California, Boston at Seattle, Baltimore at Oakland. All those games on the West Coast. And we'll have another one for you here tomorrow night. Larry Rosen comes on with a pregame show at 7 o'clock. And then the ball game with Barry Bonds and company at 7:30. All 3 games on in this series. So far, a good series. Kind of a wild one last night. This one is obviously a pitcher's battle. As see from the totals. Giants with the Bonds home run. And they lead it 1-0. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Dave Gallagher has 2 hits for the Phillies. 2 of their 3 hits, both of them singles. Gallagher gets another hit. That's twice tonight he's gotten a hit on the first pitch.
This one a breaking ball up in the strike zone. Man, he just catches it right out over the plate. And that's the way it goes. I mean, guy gives up 3 hits and the same guy gets them all.
Yeah, and he did lead that one out over the plate a little bit.
Yeah, just like
Dave Gallagher 3 for 3 tonight. Look what he's done in his 10 starts. Not too bad. Gallagher coming into the game 1 for 2 off Trevor Hoffman. He certainly added to those numbers. Here's Duncan. Trevor Wilson, a little blooper into left field, a base hit. Gallagher will stop at second base. Bonds throws in behind him. So the Phillies have something going with 2 hits on 2 pitches.
Yeah, and they got the big guys coming up now. So here's a pitch right there that got in on Duncan. He was able to fight that ball off and just nub it into the outfield. I mean, he really got inside on him.
So there they are with Gallagher at second and Duncan on at first. Greg Jeffries due up next. Jeffries has walked and flied to center. Nobody out. The Phillies with their best threat of the ball game. First time they've had 2 men on base. They've now out-hit the Giants 5-4. But trail at 1-0. Done a good job at starting hitters with strike 1. Maybe that's why you're seeing a lot of first ball swinging tonight.
Yeah, you know right on if a guy's on and how he's starting you off. But I mean, Jeffries right here facing Trevor Wilson. He's throwing that hard slider in, also that cut fastball in. You know, you got to be careful about hitting into a double play. This is an easy guy to do it off of.
Yeah, and also for a right-handed batter, because he's going to jam and you won't get out of the box either.
Well, you got jammed a lot as a player.
Oh.
you know it's hard to get out once you get jammed.
First of all, you're looking for the splinters in your fingers, and now they're having trouble getting together. Only the second time the Phillies have had a runner as far as second base tonight. Manwaring and Wilson want to talk it over. No activity in the Giants bullpen. How am I getting jammed in a high school game in March in this area?
Back when they had wood. Wood's bad.
Correct. That is correct. Really easily breakable wood, it seemed like. No balls and 1 strike now on Greg Jeffries. There's a chopper right to short, and there it is. There's the double play. Gary just talked about it, and that is what Wilson is able to do.
Again, a sinker. Start him off with that hard slider inside and comes back with that sinker. Boom, right on top. A lot of ground ball.
He's one for Clayton right at the bag, and there's your double play. Wilson's only thrown 50 pitches so far. As we mentioned, a lot of first ball swinging tonight, and he's retired a number of hitters on first pitches.
I mean, to give you an example, I think Quantrill was at 50 after 3 innings.
Dave Hollins now becomes a key hitter in the inning, as Gallagher is at third base with 2 outs. And he's grounded out twice. Lots of grounders in this game from both pitchers with the sinkers and the cutters.
So look at that 0-1 to Dave Hollins. I mean, most people don't challenge him first pitch.
There's a little broken bat pop up. Who wants it? Robbie Thompson breaks another bat, and Trevor Wilson pitches out of it. In the inning, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We'll see Gary tomorrow night, 1-0 Giants.
The Infiniti i30 is truly an extraordinary luxury car. It has a revolutionary micro-finished V6 that can out-accelerate many luxury V8s. It comes with patented rear multi-link beam suspension that allows for superb handling. And it does something all $30,000 luxury cars should do. Perform.
Jim Herr doesn't use just any potatoes. But then Jim Herr doesn't make just any potato chip. Make hers. Yours.
For a better variety of movies, you need Prism. Every month, Prism brings you Oscar-winning epics, side-splitting comedies, critically acclaimed dramas, explosive action, box office blockbusters, heartwarming romance, and the best lineup of Hollywood's brightest stars. It's movies worth watching, movies you want to see, the way movies were meant to be seen. For a better variety of movies, call your cable company and order Prism today.
Saturday, June the 17th at 7:05, the Marlins are in town. All fans 14 and under receive full-color cards of all the Phillies. They are compliments of Mellon PSFS. You'll also find a team picture in a nifty fold-out package. So come on out and see the Phillies and the Marlins and pick up that card set. 463-1000. Good ball game, 1-0. In favor of the Giants. We're already in the 7th, so that means Todd's back for play-by-play.
And Glen Allen Hill grounds one towards the middle. Stockard to his left, gloves and throws. Quickly 1 out here in the 7th. Both pitchers have been efficient in their number of pitches. Trevor Wilson even more so than Paul Quantrill. That was pitch number 94 thrown by the Phil's right-hander. And Wilson thus far has completed 6 innings, having only thrown 52 pitches. Here's Royce Clayton. He has singled and grounded out. He owns 1 of 4 Giants hits on the evening. Wilson has only walked 1 batter. Quantrill has not walked a batter tonight. They have been right around the plate, and that's why this game is moving along swiftly. We're in the 7th of a 1-0 Giants lead. Clayton 5 for his last 10, picking up the batting average, which was hovering below 200. He's now up to 232. Foul out of play. It's 0-2. Quantrill has 5 strikeouts. That ties his National League high. His Major League career high is 6. He had faced the Giants just 1 previous outing, and that was out of the bullpen last year when an inning and a third did not allow a run. Oh, 0-2 pitch stays outside with the slider. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Outside and low, it's 2-2. Swing and a miss. There's strikeout number 6. So Quantrill matches a career high. He accomplished that feat twice with Boston. Once against the Orioles and in Seattle. He went upstairs with a fastball running in on the right-hander, and Clayton didn't get it. 2 outs here in the 7th. That was pitch number 98, issued by Quantrill as he nears the century mark. He's retired 7 straight. The last hit was a Kurt Manwaring 1-out single in the 5th. Here's J.R. Phillips. He is lined to right and fly to right on a nice play by Eisenreich. And he fouls that pitch off. 0-1. Quantrill did make 14 starts that year with the Red Sox as J.R. Phillips lines one, not caught by Jeffries off the end of his glove. Phillips trying for 2, and he will get there. Tough play for Greg Jeffries. He did get there in time, but the ball just went off the end of the glove. And we'll wait for the scorer's decision, but probably a double. That was not quite ordinary effort. So that is a double.
Yeah, they're going to give him a double on Jeffries. I think misjudged it slightly. It looked like he was starting to let up, going after that ball, and then realized that he wasn't going to get to it in time, reached for it, and wasn't able to come up with it, and they scored it a double.
Phils will intentionally walk Kurt Manwaring. That'll put runners on first and second with 2 outs, and they'll get to face the pitcher Trevor Wilson, who's not a bad hitter, but is 0 for 2 tonight.
Fregosi does not intentionally walk a lot of batters, and he hates to walk the 8-hole hitter in front of the pitcher. But in this case, with it a 1-0 game and Wilson pitching as well as he is, I mean, his feeling in here is he's got to take his chances with 2 outs to get the pitcher out. Fregosi's one of those managers who hates to turn the lineup over. Try to prevent that from happening as many times as possible.
Well, Trevor Wilson has just been amazing tonight in his efficiency, number of pitches. Quantrill needs to keep his pitch total low to be effective. It is a warm night, and Quantrill has thrown twice as many pitches. Trevor Wilson is 1 for 10 on the year and has only struck out 1 time. That was his first time up against Quantrill.
Right, this is not an out in the lineup necessarily. I mean, you have to pitch this guy. You can't just throw a fastball down the middle and think you're going to get him out necessarily.
Big spot here for Wilson to try and help himself as he swings through a high fastball, 0-1.
See how aggressive he is.
Trevor Wilson did not play at all at any level in the '94 season because of shoulder surgery.
He hurt himself a little bit just then, and that's his left shoulder that he was just doing that to. On that swing, you could see that he had a little twinge of some kind.
And he may have re-aggravated it there.
I'm sure the Giants are taking a deep breath in that dugout the way this guy's pitching.
1 ball and 1 strike.
He'll probably say, go ahead, take a couple more.
Wilson's allowed 5 hits and a walk. 3 of the 5 hits by Dave Gallagher. Swings through that high fastball.
Look at the look on Dusty's face when he swung so hard at that. He doesn't like that. Not after seeing him move that shoulder around on that first swing.
He didn't show any ill effects from that swing. It's a ball and 2 strikes. First and second, 2 outs. We're in the 7th. Giants lead at 1-0. Ground ball up the middle. Duncan makes a stop. That'll maybe save a run. They're sending the runner anyhow, and now he's hung up. Quantrill running towards third. Now Hayes. They have Phillips caught, and the tag is made by Dalton on a low throw. Good play by the Phillies catcher. Mariano Duncan saved a run and kept this a 1-0 ball game. So the Giants fail to score with a couple of hits. 2 men left on base. Derek Dalton makes the tag on the nice play to end the inning.
For cars that can benefit from higher octane, Texaco Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium were formulated to clean your engine's intake valves, fuel injectors, and combustion chambers while you're driving, to give you smooth starts and sure acceleration. Just give us 5 tanks, and we think Power Plus and Power Premium will make quite an impression on you.
Add more life to your car. Take it to the star.
You work hard for your money. We work hard to help you keep more of it. You know, what you pay for a kilowatt hour of electricity from Pico Energy today is about the same as you paid 5 years ago. And you can rest assured that even though taxes or fuel costs may sometimes affect your bill, we're doing all we can to keep base rates right where they are until at least the year 2000. And that's a promise from all of us.
Want to make a Consumer's Digest Best Buy an even better buy? Well, right now, we're offering $1,000 cash back on every Dodge Caravan. Not just some, every one. Add in up to $1,100 in package value discounts, and you can take up to $2,100 off America's best-selling minivan. Or choose 4.9 financing instead. So hurry to the Dodge National Best Buy sale. Right now, current Chrysler Corporation minivan owners get an additional $500 cash back.
Extra added bonus game. The Cubs, Thursday, June 1st at 1:05. Mellon PSFS Business Person Special. Highlights from the past, thrills from the present in this special silver season. For tickets, call 463-1000.
This play starts with a fine play by Duncan, as Todd says. A chopper up the middle, and this ball looks like it might get through. Duncan's job is here to block this, somehow block it. Now it's right at his feet. He sees the runner going. Quantrill cuts this off because he saw Phillips. Now the play almost gets messed up here because Charlie can't get out of his glove. See right there? When Charlie Hayes went to make the exchange, I think the ball almost wound up on his hip. That got the timing of the play off. That's why he made the low throw to Darren Daulton. And Daulton makes a fine play at the very end on the low throw.
Phil's trail 1-0 due to bat in the bottom half of the 7th inning will be Darren Daulton, Charlie Hayes, and Jim Eisenreich. Paul Quantrill made a little bit too good a pitch there with a 1-2 count to the pitcher, Trevor Wilson, and almost got burned by it. Daulton is lined to short and flied out to center field, twice hitting the ball the other way. Wilson has been very effective tonight. In his 6 starts this year, he has been outstanding in 5 of them. Just the 1 start against the Rockies at Coors Field, he ran into a lot of problems. But other than his 1 start at Coors Field, he has an ERA below 1. Starts Darren Daulton off with a high slider, 1-0.
Phillies are getting Norm Charlton up in the bullpen. If they were to get to Quantrill in this inning and have to hit for him, maybe they're going to make a pitching change anyway after 7.
Quantrill would have to face the top of the order in the 8th, and he has been tiring, you would think, with all those pitches. Daulton fouls one down the first baseline. It's 1-1.
Well, Quantrill did a good job tonight. Even if he doesn't come out for the 8th inning, he got them 7 innings out of a starter. And that's something the Phillies have to start getting. We keep saying it, but you know, they can't stay the way they are and win the way they are if they don't get innings out of their starting pitching. Quality innings.
One and 1 the count to Darren Daulton, leading off the bottom half of the 7th. Phil's trailing 1-0. Good pitching matchup tonight between Trevor Wilson and Paul Quantrill. There's a called strike, 1-2. Phils have not been shut out this year. One of 3 National League teams who have played the season without being shut out. The Atlanta Braves and the Chicago Cubs, the other 2. Off the fist, that's going to find room in right field for a base hit. Darren Daulton muscles it into right for a leadoff single.
Boy, there are a ton of broken bats in both dugouts tonight as these pitchers are breaking bats. Looked like that was a breaking ball, a sidearm breaking ball, and Darren Daulton got it inside, broke his bat, and slung the single into right field.
So here's Charlie Hayes. Hayes was called out on strikes his first time up and flied to right, 0 for 2. Wilson having thrown just 52 pitches through the first 6 innings. So if need be, he is in fine shape to go as long as he wants. Called strike to Hayes, 0-1. Dalton represents a tie ball game. He's on first with nobody out here in the 7th. Pitch backs Hayes off the plate. It's 1-1.
Boy, the Phillies will try anything on the bases. You know, they're one of those situations where they can't get anything going, but you're so prone to ground into double plays against this kind of pitcher with their defense.
Giants have turned 2 so far tonight. Stays down.
Yep.
And Hayes chops it foul.
Well, he makes hitters hit so many weak ground balls too, because he's jammed them so much tonight, especially the right-handed batters. And Royce Clayton and Robbie Thompson are in double play depth, and they're as good as anybody in the league at turning them. See how close they play to the bag, cheat towards the bag in a double play situation.
In the air to right field. Should be easy for Glenn Allen Hill. Now he backs up and makes the catch, 1 away.
He's had 2 of those tonight where the balls fooled him a little bit. I don't know how much wind there is up there, but he's had 2 balls dripped on him. Here's Charlie Hayes, not able to solve Trevor Wilson like many of these hitters, and he's frustrated there as that ball goes out to Glenn Allen Hill in right field.
So here's Jim Eisenreich with a double in the 5th inning. Izzy has now hit in 11 of his last 12 games. He also flied to left, 1 for 2. Barry Bonds is playing even closer to the line against Eisenreich in this at bat.
Right, they figure the left-handed hitter is going to hit it that way. It's been easy so far for Trevor Wilson.
And Quantrill almost equal to the match as he has allowed just the 1 run. That was a home run by Barry Bonds. Giants are a team that is 2nd in the league in scoring behind the Colorado Rockies, who have that unfair advantage.
Do they ever?
But Bonds is really tight to the line on Eisenreich, and be doubtful if Jim can sling a double in between him and the line this time. Tried to hold up, and he went around, 0-2. There's Barry and the line. So as you can imagine, a lot of space in left center. 0-2 the count to Jim Eisenreich. 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Phillies trailing 1-0.
Well, that's a good pitch.
And a good call by Wally Bell.
Yep.
A lot of times when the catcher sits there and the ball goes to the catcher, he'll get the call.
It's an excellent 0-2 pitch.
Right-hander Dave Burba loosening for the Giants. Hit the other way toward that gap in left center, going all the way to the wall. Darren Dalton being waved around third. The relay throw by Clayton. The play is not made. Dalton scores. It's a 1-1 ball game.
Well, they got burned on the overshift. You know, you just pointed that out where Bonds was. We talked about it last time against Eisenreich, and he hit a shot towards the alley in left center. The left fielder in a normal position, that's a single. But Bonds overshifted the way that he was on AstroTurf. He just can't get to this ball. Maybe in Candlestick he can cut it off because the grass would slow it up. Lewis does a great job getting to it. It's a pretty good relay, but Dalton runs so well, and the Phillies tie it up on that overshift. They got burned on the overshift.
Jim Eisenreich with a couple of doubles tonight and puts the Phillies on the board here in the 7th to tie the game at 1. Here's Kevin Stocker. For Izzy, double number 6 on the year. Only Darren Dalton and Greg Jeffries with 7 have more on this team. Stocker chops one towards third. Nice play, Williams, to prevent a short hop and makes the play across. And that's the 2nd out. Paul Quantrill was in the on-deck circle, but he will now head back to the dugout as Randy Reddy will come on to pinch hit. So another strong start by Paul Quantrill tonight, Wheels. He kept the team in the game, and they finally solved Trevor Wilson.
You bet he did, and he comes out of this game now. He can't lose it. He can only win it or get a no decision as Eisenreich sits there at second base, and the Phillies would like to get him home.
Quantrill goes 7 innings. He allowed just 6 hits, and 3 of those hits were little choppers. Trevor Wilson, Darren Lewis, and Royce Clayton all chopped singles either off the plate or off the dirt right around the plate.
Well, that's as impressive a start, Todd, as he's had all year.
6 strikeouts, only walked 1 batter, and that was an intentional walk. So the Phils have the go-ahead run at second. Paul Quantrill is done for the night. He can be the winning pitcher if Randy Reddy comes through here. Reddy fouls one off on the year. Reddy is 2 for 11. 1 for 7 as a pinch hitter.
Tough duty to come off the bench against this left-hander who's throwing as well as Trevor Wilson is tonight. Norm Charlton, you see him standing down there on the right-hand corner, the bottom of your picture, toweling off, so he has been throwing, and it would appear he'd be the pitcher in the 8th inning.
Giants will have the top of their order due up in the 8th. Again, coming in on the fists of Reddy, and it's nothing into.
Yeah, Randy Reddy obviously came off the bench and saying, "I'm going to swing the bat." You know, I'm not going. I've been watching this all night, watching him get ahead of everybody, getting in on the thumbs, and Randy's just trying to get that bat head out in a hurry, and that is tough to do coming off the bench, and he hasn't played very much.
And the Giants shifting Reddy the other way in center and in right. Another good call by Wally Bell on a pitch that hit the catcher's mitt, but Manwaring was set up outside of the strike zone. 1-2 the count to pinch hitter Randy Reddy. Trevor Wilson thrown more pitches in this inning than any other in the ball game. 1-2 pitch. Reddy has to jump out of the way. It's 2-2. Brand new ball game here at the Vet. 1-1. We're in the bottom of the 7th. A Jim Eisenreich RBI double to foil the shutout bid from a tough left-hander Trevor Wilson. That's out of play. It stays 2-2.
That's a rare pitch too that he got up. Now he got that up and in, so there wasn't much Reddy was going to do with it when he hit it. But Trevor Wilson's done a tremendous job of keeping the ball down or getting it way inside. Talked about his cutter at the beginning of the game. He had a good one. He's had shoulder problems. He's obviously healthy the way he's throwing tonight. They have to be very pleased with him no matter what happens.
Called third strike on the outside corner. But Trevor Wilson strikes out his 3rd of the night. The Phillies do tie the game, however, on a Jim Eisenreich 1-out RBI double. And we're through 7 with the score 1-1.
Between the two of us, we had 1 chair, a lamp, and a microwave. And lots of bills. Even on 2 salaries, it wasn't easy. What we needed was a loan, with payments we could afford. Our Mellon PSFS banker helped us work it out. It made things a lot more comfortable around here.
Life Improvement Loans. Call 1-800-MELON-2. 1-800-MELON-2.
Whether you're negotiating a deal,
Okay, if you're good, I'll read you a story.
Come on, make it 2.
calling in an order,
Skip the strawberry. We want chocolate.
scheduling a meeting,
I'm at the Big Artichokes.
or just checking in with the boss,
Honey, is it okay if I stay another half hour?
the most important thing
Hello?
is that the call goes through. A mobile phone is only as good as the system it's on. Choose Bell Atlantic Mobile, the heart of communication. Call 1-800-255-BELL.
You know what moves me? Candlelight, roses, watching my husband do all the housework. You know what else moves me? My Ford Taurus. My Ford dealer gave me $1,500 cash back when I bought my Taurus. $1,500. It's the #1 selling car. You get everything. Anti-lock brakes, dual airbags. It's one car that sets my heart in motion.
$1,500 cash back on Taurus is for a limited time, so you better get moving to your Quality Plus Ford dealer today.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Beechwood Aged Budweiser. It's always been true. This Bud's for you. By your local Dodge dealers. Come in today because we know how to help. By the Yellow Pages 9 out of 10 people use the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. And by Pico Energy. We're focusing our energies on you. Pico Energy.
We're off to a fresh start here as we begin the 8th inning. Norm Charlton, the new pitcher for the Phils. He has struggled overall in the season with an ERA above 10, but in his last 2 outings against the Mets over the weekend, he was very solid, both an inning and a third outings and both shutout outings. As Lewis tries to butt his way on, Hollins will make the nice play. Dave Hollins got to the ball in a hurry and made the tag on Lewis, who is trying to break out of his slump. One away here in the 8th.
Nice play by Dave Hollins. That can get a little confusing when a ball's bunted in that area, especially for an inexperienced player. Charlton falls off towards third a little bit. He breaks away. Hollins gets it, and now he sees, oh, I better take it myself. Duncan was there, but that's a tough play with the second baseman covering, and Dave Hollins makes a good play on that. That's a judgment play that you have to have some experience with a lot of times, and there's no way to really teach that one.
There's Robbie Thompson, 0 for 3 tonight. He's in the midst of a 1 for 21 slump. Robbed of a hit his last time on a night play by Kevin Stocker. Hit deep to center field. Gallagher back in front of the track now, on the track, and squeezes for the second out. Thompson sent it almost 400 feet, but Gallagher tracks it down, and there's 2 away. So 2 outs, nobody on, and here's Barry Bonds. He has provided the Giants' only run of the game with a solo home run to the opposite field. The only run Paul Quantrill allowed, that was in the 4th. Called strike, 0-1. That ball is ripped towards the gap in right center field. It might find its way to the wall, and it does. Bonds heading to second. He thinks about 3, but he'll hold up there with a 2-out double.
Bonds a .235 lifetime hitter of Norm Charlton before that with a triple, and now he adds a double to it as he hits that ball hard to right center field, and they are going to walk Matt Williams with that base open as that ball comes back into the infield. Jim Fregosi has decided he is not going to let Matt Williams be the guy to hurt him in this spot. It's what they used to do to Bonds all the time when a base would open up.
Matt Williams has hit a home run in his career against Charlton, 4 for 12 overall, including that home run, and he will get the intentional pass.
Glenn Allen Hill has only faced Charlton 1 time, and he struck him out. Now, they're just going percentages here, not percentages as far as, say, a left-hander against a left-handed hitter, but percentages against who's the more dangerous hitter.
Williams coming into tonight's play batting .381, second in the league, and leading the league in home runs and RBIs. Sunday, June 18th against the Florida Marlins men's baseball cap. It's a dark blue, relaxed fit baseball cap featuring a traditional Phillies P for all men 15 and over. Compliments of Texaco. It's a great gift item for all men and a great day at the ballpark. That's Sunday, June 18th. Make your plans now by calling 463-1000 or stop by one of the many local Ticketmaster locations. Glenn Allen Hill. He's lost the Oakleys. He'll go without the shades in this at bat. 0 for 3. Strikeout, a pop-up, and a ground out. Chopper towards Stocker on a second big hop. He gets the force at second on Williams, and that'll do it for the Giants here in the 8th. No runs, a double, an intentional walk, and 2 men left on base. Phil's have the top of the order coming up in the bottom half.
One of the most potent lineups in recent history is making memories for the next 25 years in this special Phillies silver season. Come see the Dodgers Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, May 29th, 30th, and 31st, all at 7:35. Then mark your calendar for an added bonus game, a Mellon PSFS business person special against the Cubs. Thursday, June 1st at 1:05. Reserve your seats now. Call 463-1000.
The power was out and I was thirsty. I felt a bottle with straight sides. Could have been a soft drink. Could have been cough syrup. Then I felt a curved bottle, and I could already sense that distinctive taste in the back of my throat. Grabbing a shapely Coca-Cola Classic, I retrieved a box of animal crackers, and after taking that first satisfying sip from that Coca-Cola bottle, I shook a few animal crackers into my open mouth. Bummer. Baking soda.
See, there you go, being all likable again.
A woman's suffering's not a funny thing.
There are exceptions.
Everybody's got a gun. Stop playing around and stop those horses.
Budweiser's scoreboard. Cubs win today against Colorado at Coors Field 5-3. A relatively low-scoring game for there. San Diego behind Joey Hamilton. Good pitching matchup against Pedro Martinez. Houston, Cincinnati 1-1 in the fourth. Rained out in Pittsburgh. Marlins and the Pirates. Los Angeles behind Pedro Estacio leading the Mets 3-0 in the seventh. And Atlanta 9-4. Fred McGriff. A two-run home run in that game. A lot of scoring in Chicago. Looks like they'll split at the new Comiskey. Cleveland trailing Milwaukee 7-4 in the sixth. Tigers lead Minnesota 10-3 that game in the sixth. Kansas City over Toronto 4-2. The rest of the AL action on the West Coast. Yankees in California, Boston and Seattle, Baltimore at Oakland. Dave Gallagher's had a perfect night tonight. 3 for 3 against Trevor Wilson, and he takes a pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Pitch is inside with a slider. It's 2-0. That's pitch number 75. Still a very low total as we play here in the eighth. Trevor Wilson has been very efficient with his pitching. Saw Sean Barton last night. He's back up, the left-hander, and Dave Burba, who was loosening earlier, the right-hander. Outside, 3-0.
Well, as we mentioned about Sean Barton last night, who did a good job for them. He's the only left-hander available for Dusty Baker out of the bullpen, so he wants to have him ready.
Matt Williams is right at the bag now with a 3-0 count. Gallagher takes outside. What a job by Gallagher tonight. He's reached base all 4 times, getting a start in center field.
Prototype leadoff man, huh?
Taking over where the dude left off.
And Lenny Dykstra should be one of the first guys to tell you that he's happy about that, because Dykstra wants to get back so badly. But yet Lenny knows that the Phillies are better equipped now to replace him at certain times. They cannot replace Dykstra because when he's out for any long period of time, the Phillies struggle. And they would again.
Just the second walk issued by Wilson on the night. Gallagher and Eisenreich, the normal right field platoon, have 5 of the Phil's 7 hits. Duncan has outstanding numbers against Wilson in his career. He's 1 for 3 tonight and lined out for one of his 2 outs.
Yeah, and I think this is the furthest that he's gone all year, right? 7 innings. So they might figure Trevor Wilson's giving him a heck of a night, and he doesn't want Duncan to hit off him.
Mariano Duncan, in his career, over 400 against Wilson, including a home run. And he's going to leave him in there.
How about that?
Little words of encouragement from Dusty, and he's going to stick with his starting pitcher, who has thrown just 75 pitches.
That's either a lot of confidence in Trevor Wilson, or you don't feel real hot about your bullpen right now.
Wilson went 7 innings 2 starts ago against the Pirates. Allowed just 3 hits and 1 run. He didn't get any run support in that game either, as the game was decided eventually 2-1 in the favor of the Giants in extra innings. Here it's 1-1, bottom of the 8th. Duncan shows bunt as they throw to first.
And Matt Williams, as you mentioned, Todd, is well over on the line, guarding against an extra base hit, so there's a huge hole on that left side.
Duncan may have tipped his hand, though, by squaring around early, and he's around to bunt this time. And he bunts at it foul, 0-1. Mariano 1 for 3 on the night. Both teams with a run on 7 hits. Neither team has committed an error.
Phillies are playing this game by the book as far as this situation goes. And that's to bunt the runner over, try and get an extra run and bring Slocum in the game, because he is up throwing right now in the bullpen.
Gallagher gets back.
Duncan is a guy who hardly ever bunts. So we'll see if he can get it down.
He takes that pitch. It's 1-1.
What Fragosi's seen a lot of tonight are ground balls from this guy. And ground balls turning into double plays. And he does not want a double play in this situation. So at least to this point, he has decided he wants Duncan to bunt. Now he can always take it off, play hit and run, try to steal a base. We'll see.
The count is 1-1. Duncan shows bunt early as they throw to first. Both Jeffries and Hollins in the 95 season have hit much better right-handed. Although tonight the two have combined to go 0 for 5 with a walk.
And they have Berber ready in the bullpen, a right-hander, if they want to turn them around.
Duncan again shows bunt early. He is bunting, gets it down. Wilson's going to try to go to second. It's off the glove of Clayton into the outfield. Wilson took a risk, and the gamble doesn't pay off. Phillies have runners on first and third, nobody out.
I think he had him, too. I think that, as you said, he took a risk, but it looked like he was going to get him. See if we can see what happens. If this throw sails or Clayton doesn't get to it. Quickly on it is Trevor Wilson. He just made a bad throw. He just threw it away. If he'd have gotten it to Royce Clayton, they have the force out. Here he comes with that grimace. He threw a cut fastball to second, and Clayton just could not hold on to it. It looked like Clayton was a little bit worried, too, about that runner coming in there hard.
Yeah, he was thrown, the ball was thrown right into the path of a sliding Dave Gallagher, and that'll do it for Trevor Wilson. A tough no decision and possibly a loss for Wilson, as he will leave with runners on first and third. And nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. That is ruled a sacrifice for Duncan, and then an error on the pitcher. So Wilson goes 7 innings. That matches his season long. To this point, he's allowed the 1 run, but he is responsible for the runners on the corners as Dave Burba trots in from the Giants bullpen.
Houston's made some big changes, but you'll still see their big stars like Bagwell, Biggio, and Drabek when the Astros play the Phillies Tuesday, June 13th, Wednesday, June 14th, and Thursday, June 15th, all at 7:35. Relive memories of the past. Then, watch the hitmen of the present try to put a hurt on Houston in this special silver season. What a season. What a show. Call 463-1000. That's 463-1000.
Oh, man. Look what you did. What I did? Just who do you think you are, man? Who do you think I am?
Easy, fellas. What would he do?
Oh, the Yellow Pages?
Just any Yellow Pages?
Genuine Yellow Pages.
9 out of 10 use it.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you very much.
The genuine ballot lamp Yellow Pages.
Photo night coming your way Saturday, May 27th against the San Diego Padres, 7:05 game time. Gates open at 5:05, so you can come out early and get a good spot for taking your own photos. You can take pictures up close to your favorite Phillies, always one of the highlights of the season. That's this Saturday, May 27th against the San Diego Padres. Call 215-463-1000 for ticket information.
Now here's that bunt again. As we mentioned, Jim Fregosi really wanted Duncan to get this runner over. Trevor Wilson has a great shot at second, but a couple things happened there. His throw was into the runner, and it got Clayton, I think, a little bit gun-shy. He wasn't able to control it. The ball goes into the outfield. Plus, he threw it so hard, it almost looked like he threw one of those cut fastballs down there. He's been throwing to the hitters all night.
It definitely sailed on Clayton. Giants' new pitcher is Dave Burba. Burba on the year has appeared in 13 games. That ties him with Rod Beck and Mark Dewey for the most relief appearances on the team. Burba on the season has an 0-1 record, a 7.24 ERA. Infield is in. This is chopped high off the ground. The run scores. Williams makes the play to first. The Phillies take a 2-1 lead. We've seen a lot of high choppers tonight, so it's only fitting that the tie-breaking RBI comes on one of those choppers, and Greg Jeffries scores Dave Gallagher.
This is a very funky rally, to say the least, but the Phillies do have a run. The Giants had their infield in, so they were going to come home with nobody out, but this ball's chopped so high in the air that Matt Williams is lucky he even gets a play on it. Bang bangs Greg Jeffries at first base. Phillies get their go-ahead run.
So the Phils have taken the lead here in the bottom half of the 8th. Heathcliff Slocum has been loosening, so he will come in and try and hammer down the Giants in the 9th. Phils would love insurance. They have 2 outs to play with. Hollins fouls one away, 0-1. Dave Burba was supposed to fill the role occupied last year by Mike Jackson, and so far Burba has struggled. Jackson has been on the DL this year with the Cincinnati Reds. Hasn't had a chance to pitch with his new team. Burba hasn't been that same setup man that Rod Beck fell in love with last year. Swing and a miss at a good fastball from Burba, 0-2.
Hollins 1 for 3 lifetime off Burba. He's also walked 3 times.
Burba acquired from the Seattle Mariners with Bill Swift and Mike Jackson back in '91 for Kevin Mitchell and Mike Remlinger. He's ahead of Hollins, 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Hollins continues to struggle. He's now 0 for his last 19. There's 2 away here in the 8th.
Base open with Darren Dalton coming up. They could consider walking him as you look at the fastball on the outside part of the plate that he swings through.
So we'll see how they approach this with Charlie Hayes on deck. Dalton is 1 for 3. He scored the tying run in the 7th.
Going after him.
They're going to go after Darren Dalton here and see how they pitch him. Down low, it's 1-0.
Charlie Hayes is 4 for 7 lifetime off Burba, 571. Now, you know, they have these numbers down there in the dugout, obviously, and maybe Dusty Baker's looking at them.
Fouled off the mask of Manwaring. It's 1-1.
Dalton 0 for 4 against him. Some managers use them that way, some don't. You know, they're down there for reference purposes.
If you're curious, Norm Charlton got through the meat of the Giants lineup in the 8th. Bonds did double, intentional walk to Williams, and Glenn Allen Hill bounced out to end the inning. So the Giants have Royce Clayton, J.R. Phillips, and Kurt Manwaring due up in the 9th. 1-1 the count to Dalton. Phils lead 2-1. This, as Wheels mentioned earlier, has not been your classic rally. A walk to lead things off. Dave Gallagher was heading to second on the bunt by Mariano Duncan when Trevor Wilson threw the ball off Royce Clayton's glove into the outfield, putting first and third with nobody out. Jeffries' high chopper scored the run. Another foul tip, and the count evens 2-2. Phils have won 15 out of 18 and carry an 18-6 record, and had a real tough time scratching out runs against that man.
He pitched great tonight, and his own error has cost him the go-ahead run.
Swing and a miss. So Burba comes in and gets the job done, retiring Jeffries, Hollins, and Dalton in succession, the last 2 via the strikeout. So it's up to Heathcliff. He leads the majors in saves, and he'll try for his 12th. Phillies lead it 2-1, heading to the 9th.
Things aren't always what they seem. Sometimes you get more than you expect. Introducing the incredible I-30. One look inside, and you'll be amazed at the spaciousness and attention to detail. In fact, the I-30 has a larger interior than a Rolls-Royce Silver Spur. When was the last time you got more than you expected from a $30,000 luxury car?
For cars that can benefit from higher octane,
Frank, we're late.
Texaco Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium are formulated to clean your engine's intake valves, fuel injectors, and combustion chambers while you're driving. For smooth starts and sure acceleration, just give us 5 tanks, and we think you'll see a difference. A word of advice: maybe you should keep the windows rolled up.
Junior Conway has just given this 1967 Ferrari a $75,000 paint job.
Autofoam is the only product I would use to protect this paint job.
Autofoam with Foam from Blue Coral. Now available in a complete system of Autofoam products, including surface sealant, car wash, upholstery and carpet care, wheel cleaner, and shine booster to protect your car inside and out. Plus ultra protectant with fade block for long-lasting protection and shine. Protect your car in every way. Only Blue Coral Autofoam has Foam.
We head to the 9th. Phils tying the game in the 7th, going ahead in the 8th, and they leave it up to their right-handed stopper, who this year has been just one batter shy of perfect, a Gary Sheffield home run. 11 out of 12 in the save category. Heathcliff Slocum, who has had better success against the Giants than any other team in the National League. As you can see this year, he's 1-0 with that great ERA of 1.17. And he has 11 saves. That leads the major leagues. Lee Smith in the American League has 10. And Heathcliff will face Royce Clayton, J.R. Phillips, and Kurt Manwaring. If they get to a 4th batter, it will be a pinch hitter for Dave Burba, who did a nice job out of the Giants bullpen, preventing the Phillies from scoring an insurance run. There you see the National League leaders, Slocum leading Myers by a couple. Tonight it wasn't Gene Harris doing the setting up. It was Norm Charlton. Charlton coming in the tie ball game and getting through the toughest part of the Giants order. Here's Royce Clayton. He's 1 for 3 tonight. He singled his first time up on a chopper through the middle, grounded out and struck out.
Phillies are playing a guarding the line late inning defense here in the 9th. They have Charlie Hayes over near the bag and Hollins over at first. There's Charlie and the first baseman Hollins.
Slocum trying to save it for Charlton. Here in the 9th. First pitch is up high for a ball, 1-0. 2-1 Phillies. Both teams with 7 hits. High and tight. Slocum starts him out 2-0. Breaking ball for a called strike. You have to have confidence to throw a 2-0 breaking ball.
I guess.
Little number in front of the plate. Dalton on it quickly. Throws to first. 1 away. Clayton almost was on the wrong side of the baseline anyhow, but there's 1 away as Dalton gets the job done.
This ball has some serious spin on it. So look at Dalton making sure he surrounds that.
Yeah, he was out of the baseline. If that throw hit him, he probably would have been called out.
Well, you would hope so. That's one of those plays where you never know. You see it happen a number of times. Sometimes umpire calls it, sometimes they don't. But you're right, he was in the baseline.
Slocum will now deal with J.R. Phillips. Phillips has line to right, fly to right, and doubled the other way. He flies to left this time. Should be easy for Greg Jeffries. 2 away. Heathcliff had 2 career saves coming into this season. And scheduled to bat Kurt Manwaring, but Mark Carrion has grabbed the bat. And he is in the on-deck circle to bat for Manwaring. Heathcliff saved 1 game for Chicago in '91 and another game for the Cubs in '92. And this year he has taken to the closer's role and just done a magnificent job. Carrion, one of the all-time best pinch hitters in the league. This year he's batting .250. As a pinch hitter, he's only been up there 3 times. He's 0 for 3.
Scarsoni is in the on-deck circle to bat for Burba if they get that far.
Carrion .280 lifetime pinch hitting with 8 home runs. Holds off that pitch in the 3rd. It's 1-0. Phils lead at 2-1. They're 1 out away here in the 9th as the fans on hand. 21,131 in an anxious moment. Phils have come from behind again tonight. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Last night they scored 2 in the bottom half of the ninth to win at 6-5. And Norm Charlton is looking for his first win in almost 2 years. May 30th of '93. Swing and a foul tip. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the fans will rise as they cheer on Heathcliff Slocum, looking for his 12th save of the year. 1 pitch away. Call 3rd strike. Phillies win 2-1. Heathcliff continues to be masterful as the closer, and the Phils are now 19-6 in their first 25 games, winning tonight 2-1. He's got to be a happy man, Wheels. It's been a long dry spell between wins.
Yeah, he didn't get as many boozes when he came in tonight, but he could care less anyway. Norm Charlton will handle that stuff. Norm Charlton's going to help the Phillies a lot this year. He's an experienced relief pitcher who's healthy.
Dave Gallagher reached base all 4 times and scored the game-winning run in the 8th. It took just 2 hours and 18 minutes tonight. Fine pitching from both starters Paul Quantrill and Trevor Wilson. Norm Charlton gets the win. Heathcliff Slocum the save, and we'll come back and talk about the Phils' 4th in a row.